Hey, it's Slim Daddy Ladrone here, everyone's favorite silly, cynical asshole. And we're back here with the Slim Daddy Ladrone, Slim Daddy All Star podcast with Wayward, Smug, Bagtunes. Salem might drop in later. He usually drops in by the time the stream's already over, so we don't got to worry about that. But, yeah, we're just here to talk casually about stupid stuff, I guess. So, and I also would like to announce, I said this on Twitter, but I want to make the announcement officially here. Wayward is now the official co-host of the Slim Daddy All Star podcast. Going over everything. He's been on the show more times than anyone. And honest to God, when I'm going to take a piss or something, he usually takes over the conversation. So I just decided to make him the co-host, even though he didn't agree to anything. I kind of forced him into the position.
United him without his.
But anyway, congratulations, Wayward. You have somewhat power in the stream now. Enjoy it.
Ultimate power.
Don't abuse it, or do.
Ultimate
I really don't care. Okay, so lots been going on. A lot of it political, so we're not going to talk about it. So let's talk about stuff people don't care about.
Let's go. Oh wait, dang! And I can't talk about the other thing I wanted to bring up. Because I don't know if y'all saw the tweet. I mean, I recently rewatched Tales from the Hood, and I was like, man, that was a good movie. Like I haven't seen it since I was a kid, and I was like,
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it since I was a kid either.
Yeah, like
so I don't. So I remember Keith. I remember Keith David is in it.
Yeah, Keith David is in the second one, which came out 2 years ago. Which is complete doo-doo, complete ass, booty butt cheeks. I mean, goddamn, I don't know how you fail with the same writers, same directors, and the same producer. I just never understood it. Like watching it, I felt like I was in pain, and I thought I was going to die, because there was nothing funny about it, nor did it teach any morals. It was just like, haha, racist white guy wants stories about bad black people. And I was like, okay, is that it? The first movie was just like, look what happens with gang violence. Look what happens with police brutality. Look what happens with domestic abuse. All done very well and spooky. But then part two is like straight out of like some college cartoony film project.
Is it basically like what was it? I remember Twilight Zone, the Twilight Zone reboot.
It is worse than a Twilight Zone reboot.
Oh, God.
At least the Twilight Zone reboot was trying to be serious, I will say, I guess.
Nah.
Alright,
Slim. You see your profile, right? You see your profile, right? Now you know those dolls that look like that? You know those dolls that look like that? Now imagine that doll turned big and like kill people in the most cartoonishly manner, and then proceeded to have intercourse with a white woman, and then got her pregnant, and then she like gave birth to like 20 or 30 dolls that popped out of her stomach, and she died. And I'm just sitting here like, why? There was no why to it. It just happened. Everything just happened. And that was like after a 5-minute long speech about slavery, and I was like, man, this is kind of boring. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't come in for a lecture.
I think that Django was the last good slavery movie I ever watched, because at least they made it fucking fun.
That's the only slavery movie I watched or cared for.
It's extremely inaccurate, but it's still fun as fuck.
Exactly.
Well, it's not really trying to be right. It's like as accurate as whatchamacallit, the other one he did, the Nazi one with Nazis in it.
Inglourious Basterds.
Yeah, it's not accurate. Everybody knows it's not accurate.
Yeah, the Django was just pure fun. Like, I can't watch slave movies. I'm bored. And also I don't give a fuck. It's like, yeah, it happened. Close my eyes, go to sleep.
I mean, to be fair, like, the original Roots is really good.
I guess, but like, you know, it's like I personally just like, meh. I mean, you gotta make it interesting. Some slave movies just like, look, it is slaves.
Like,
That's it.
I kind of have a similar opinion about that, but it doesn't really just go for it doesn't just apply to slavery. It also applies to like 1960s or just any movie. Because there's this thing with black movies nowadays where I don't know where I heard this from, but it's like black trauma or something like that. It's all
black trauma porn or stuff like that.
Yeah, like all of the not all, but like the majority of like, oh, there's a black cast or a black lead. It's got to have some kind of racism or black trauma in it. Just, I guess, for woke points or whatever. And I think I've actually heard some people get like kind of tired of that shit. Even
I mean, I am.
Yeah, I mean, like you're talking to three black guys, Smug. Yeah,
because it's like I get it. You know, it's like gang banging and yes, slavery, trauma. I mean, it's like what Cloak and Dagger does. Where like
except
like
Cloak and Dagger was like completely like I mean, you talk about the show because the show was dog.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about the show, not the comics. Of course, now I won't just disrespect those two in the comic. I'm talking like the show where my man's whole ordeal was just black. Ain't it rough being black? That's his whole shtick in the show. Ain't it rough being black?
Isn't he more interesting in the comics in comparison?
First of all, his powers and his whole getup in the comic is just even far more interesting. Like the show
it's borderline OP in the comics. The dude can literally teleport.
I mean, it takes a toll on him though, because I mean, in Civil War, he teleported like 80 heroes at once as they were free falling from the sky, fighting each other, and it's like, whoa, dang! But he was kind of like tired after that. And then Dagger, well, she could. I think she can make like infinite amount of daggers. I'm not sure if that takes a toll on her as well.
I think it does, but even then, like, I mean, your parrot was the guy who could teleport literally anywhere he wants.
Yeah, like that's such a perfect duo of like powers, and it's a real shame the show just didn't really deliver. Like, they did the whole black thing with him. With her, they did some female problems, but with her, they did it. Her stuff was more grounded, to be honest, compared to the black guys.
I never got over that. I never got over that one episode. It was the one about privilege, and she literally talks about how her life has pretty much gone to shit. But he says, "Oh, do you know what it's like to walk down the street, nigga? You are a sports star, an athlete. You come from a 2-parent household,
right? Yeah,
and you got all this shit going on. You gonna try to pull the race card. You're gonna try to pull the race card out of nowhere."
After she almost got raped, it's just like, okay, I see what the agenda is. Yeah, it's like I hate when shows do that with like Black Cat. Oh no, look how hard I don't care. I really don't. Yes, I get it. It's hard being a nigga sometimes.
it really like here's the thing though. Like one of the things I liked. Some of my favorite movies, like that's why I liked like John Singleton movies and like other hood movies, because they were actually genuinely critical of Africa. That's why we can't have hood movies nowadays, because if they did, it'd be like super fucking critical. But it was at the same time. Moonlight. Yeah. I think that was more like wasn't that more like
it was an immigration film. It was a movie about also like crime and stuff. And I didn't see the full thing. I caught my brothers and my mother though watching it at one time. I only caught a few glimpses of it in and there. But I was like, oh, it's just a movie. It definitely doesn't do it like other black trauma films.
Yeah, I'm just saying it was part of the themes though. It was like it was more like it wasn't exactly black.
One problem with the movie was to cover like one problem with the movie is try to cover a lot of themes like LGBT stuff, immigration stuff, gang stuff. It was like, well, take it easy, movie. You can't have all of these at once.
But who won the Oscar? Who won the Oscar? Exactly. That's what I thought.
I don't remember what it was up against, but I do think it was good. I don't really care who wins Oscars, but like it was a good movie.
I don't.
I heard it's a genuinely good movie.
Yeah, I think it's good.
Like at the Oscars, I think like La La Land, they announced that La La Land one,
but
then it was Moonlight.
Then it was like, oh wait, it was a Steve Harvey at the beauty pageant thing. It was like, I have to apologize.
Imagine being Ryan Gosling, rubbing your hands together, getting ready to hop up on stage. Finally, my time has come. And then you just hear Moonlight. It's like, what the fuck? You bastards.
Speaking of which, let's we finally get a little bit of insight into the Animaniacs reboot.
I haven't watched anything on it, to be honest. I'm just not interested.
You didn't watch the original Animaniacs?
No, I watched the original. I'm talking about I just don't care about the remake very much. I think the characters designs look fine. I will say that. I know what people are talking about with the shading's not there, and I do agree with that. But I think the overall designs look good. I just don't care because it's like I don't care about Animaniacs in current year. That's the thing.
Like, yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing I'm afraid of too.
Well, it's not like current year. It's more like I think it's a product of the '90s, and needs to stay in the '90s.
I believe so too. But for me, I'm just like, if it's good, it's good.
If it's good, it's good. I will say that.
People like it, and stuff like that. It's kind of the same way I felt with the Looney Tunes reboot. Although I will say Looney Tunes is a bit different because that's something that's been out,
but
every 2 or 5 years or something.
But like Looney Tunes show was actually legitimately really good.
Yeah. The Looney Tunes show. Then we had Wabbit. I did not like Wabbit.
Nobody liked Wabbit. It's basically watered down. It misunderstands what makes Looney Tunes good, and basically just
because it only focuses on bugs too.
And it's just
after like the next 5 episodes, and then like everything's moving pretty fast, and I don't know. It's just.
How do you guys feel about the Looney Tunes show that came out like in 2010?
Was that the Looney Tunes show?
That's the one we talked about.
Good. Yeah, that one was good. It really, I think it got cut off too early too. Like all the actual good.
When I first started this show, I didn't like it as a kid. I first I was like, this is very different, but goddamn, was it so goddamn funny? I just couldn't resist. I was like, this is hilarious.
It's just like
basically they made Looney Tunes Seinfeld, and it somehow worked. It really did.
It worked really well. Like they also made Babs better. I don't care anybody says Babs is better in that one.
What'd you say?
Babs is so much better in that one.
Babs?
Yeah. Not Babs. What's her face? I can't think of her name. Lola. She's way better.
Lola. Lola.
She was actually.
I think, honestly, I'm gonna be upfront. I don't think that she was. Oh, Salem's here.
Yes.
Oh wow.
Hello.
Hey Salem. But let me just say something. I think that at the end of the day, I do understand when people say they didn't like Lola like in Space Jam because she was just sexy bunny. I get that, and yeah, that's but I'm not gonna go into that.
My thing's just that she wasn't like she actually has like a Looney Tunes style dynamic in the new one.
I get that, but like here's the thing, and I really don't know how to explain this because basically sorry, I got something on. Hang on.
Yeah.
Basically Lola became she became less so of becoming an interesting character, more not even really that. It just felt like it was just Kristen Wiig, and it didn't feel like it was just a Kristen Wiig character. Characters like who think that everything as long as you're loud and random and silly and all that means it's funny. Now it worked in Looney Tunes show, and I'm not saying a bad thing. I think that it just had a negative effect on like anime on everything overall because after that I noticed a lot of just a lot of just female characters just look how silly and goofy and random and loud we can be, and it's just really you have Mabel, you have
I don't know. I don't really like that. I don't really like that argument because I don't like that original sin argument with that. It doesn't work because it's just you can't. I'm not calling it original sin. I'm just it's something that going back to it, I realize that now. It felt, it's just a realization. It's like watching, it's like saying, it's like when you watch something done in one movie and you go back and watch this other movie that kind of did it first, but then you've seen it so many times in other films that you're like, okay, this is kind of thing. So basically, how do I put this? People say, if you went out of your way to watch the original trilogy of Star Wars, you can still enjoy it for what it is, but you got to realize a lot of effects and a lot of different things, a lot of a lot of character archetypes and stuff like that, they would be done a lot better later on. So going back to it, it's kind of dulled out. At first, I thought Lola was fine, but after seeing this character archetype so many other times and then going back to Lola, she still works in the context of the show. It's just that she really did legit. It just doesn't work for me anymore because I'm aware of these other things. I know I'm rambling. Sorry.
I see your point. I don't 100% agree myself. Going back, I'm trying to keep everything separate from other things. I understand.
Yeah, I understand that.
Oh man, wow, that trope used to really drive through. But
because I would say the problem is that one didn't get popular, and Gravity Falls Mabel got popular.
Yeah,
Mabel was popular until the series finale. Well, Mabel was popular at first, but then she slowly became more hated. That's basically what happened.
Last episode, honestly, as all the episodes went by, every time she did something stupid, and I've seen even Alex Hirsch and other people come to her defense. I was like, no, even with the pig episode, they're but the fact that Dipper cheated his way into getting with impressing Wendy the whole day.
That's not even what happened.
Yeah,
it's okay
I've actually watched the behind the scenes stuff.
And I'm just like, man, listen. I'm like, okay, that was the first time Dipper had to give something up. But then when it kept happening and happening and happening and happening, I'm just like, all right, Mabel, you're a
selfish cunt. That's what you are.
Selfish cunt indeed. Because I'm just like, damn, she didn't face no repercussions. Oh, well, she gave up her fantasy world. Yes, because the world is dying. It's not like she really had much of a choice anyway.
And even then they tried. And even then, a reminder: she literally made a fake Dipper to replace her brother, and she did that because Dipper was considering maybe going off to follow his dream and not going back home with her. So it makes you look even more selfish when you're trying to look sympathetic. Right. And again, everyone has called her out at this point, and she's just not great.
I will preface this by saying I actually do like the show. I still like the show a lot.
No, I still do, of course, but
Gravity Falls still good. Even when Mabel got annoying, and even though Alex Hirsch is a douchebag in real life, apparently. He's a major grade A douche. But either way, I still like the show.
Yeah, I will say. I was gonna say that. Man, the worst one was Wendy. He even straight up said in the interviews he couldn't think of things to do with her because she had she was too perfect. I'm like, hey, you know what you could do there? Give her some flaws to work through.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the same problem. I've seen people say with the perfect character trope.
The Mary Sue.
Not even a Mary Sue. Well, Wendy was kind of a Mary Sue, but characters her.
Yeah, she really was. And especially in the second season where she was just basically doing everything.
Yes.
She basically just did everything. Anytime they needed something done, Wendy can do it because she can do anything. And like I get it. I get that you're trying to make her this character, but like at the end of the day, let's face it. You just said love interest for Dipper, and even worse. And the worst part is they couldn't even do that anymore because then they made Pacifica, who I think they were planning on actually like making her part. I heard somewhere that they were actually like planning on making her a more prevalent character, and they've had one episode where they basically like it was basically a giant Dipper and Pacifica ship episode, and I'm not gonna lie, when I first watched it, I really liked the episode. That was like,
I like that episode.
Are they doing this? Because I didn't think it was like a thing that I would want, but like
these two?
they really are kind of cute together. I'm thinking, okay, yeah, I can get behind this
because she has flaws.
Because they actually have chemistry. He's kind of like this straight-laced he's kind of like trying to keep up this facade of control and stuff, but she's actually really sensitive beneath it. And Dipper is insecure and still tries to help her. And like at the end of the episode, I'm thinking, okay, we're gonna see more Dipper Pacifica, and then like, oh no, only two seasons. I'm like, oh dude, don't.
Yeah, we don't get.
I'm not mad at them for doing 2 seasons though, because like I don't think it would have been a good idea just to like flesh the show out. Like, if it was the opposite timeline, we got the 3rd season. I bet it would like we would have been bored by the time the season finale, and I probably would have hated the show at that point.
Yeah, I'm glad the show ended with like less than 40 episodes. Like.
It couldn't have held out.
Like, don't get me wrong. It's gonna probably be a controversial opinion. I kind of low key hated the finale because it was so rushed and forced. And
no, yeah, I agree with you. I don't hate it, but it was kind of underwhelming. But it was that ending was gonna happen regardless.
There's one thing I wish they didn't do
but like you could have built it up better, and you could have like had. Like I said, like again, like I keep saying, you, and then they tried to do the whole, like how they said, Bill Cipher circle theory. They tried to do that at the last minute, and it's so clear they had no idea what they were doing. It was completely random, and they tried to put it together at the last minute. I said,
that's my problem.
Nah, you guys.
Bill was nearly God, and this man somehow still lost. Like the mind plan was smart, right? I like the mind plan. But like, damn, Bill, you could have. You're chasing these kids. Like you can't just snap your fingers and bring them to you. Like what's going on?
It was,
and then like immediately after he gets his mind wiped, he got his memory back because of a photo album.
Did not like that. That was too easy.
That was way too easy. It would have been cool if it was just like. Here's what I think would have been cool. If they actually went out of their way to show that kind of like they did with Agent 6 and the Generator Rex, where they're like, he doesn't remember, but he's still gonna try.
Yep.
To be the person. Like, it was so cool when they did it. Yeah, it was so cool seeing that Generator Rex, and like 6 was like this.
I've only seen 2 shows that have done the amnesia thing where the character didn't just miraculously get his memories back. It was Generator Rex, where I love with 6, and there was this one anime called Charlotte, and it's about these kids with powers, teenager powers, type of anime stuff. Around the end of the show, there's a lot of stuff that goes down, blah blah blah, and the kid turns out he has to go around the world and steal every power in the world so that no one can have powers, and by doing so, it caused a toll on his mental state. So before he made his big trip, the girl he likes left him some notes, like a flashcard, just in case he starts losing himself. And as he's getting more and more power traveling the country, he gets, a little bit sadistic, a little bit crazy. He even starts forgetting his name, forgetting other stuff, but he kept always holding on to that notepad. So when he finally gets to the last person on the planet, he takes her power, yada yada. He wakes up in the hospital. He doesn't even remember. Like now, he just completely doesn't remember anything. And the girl he likes is there, and she's kind of hurt when he's like, dang, who are you? And she's like, damn. But then she just tells him, I'm your girlfriend, and you don't need to remember. Just know that you're a good person and stuff like that. And the show just ends like there. And I'm like, oh damn.
Was the girlfriend hot?
Yeah, she's cute. And
that explains it. Like you could just
I mean, I'd be okay with it, right? Like you wake up with amnesia and some cute white haired girl's like, "Yeah, I'm your girlfriend." Well, shit.
Okay.
All right.
I can live with this. Yeah, straight, man. Whatever.
Yeah, I'm not complaining. Shit. But yeah, Six did that with Holiday. You know, she was like, yeah, she took advantage of that. She was like, yeah, we closer than you think.
Oh, I think I know what the anime is. It's called Charlotte.
Yeah. Came out a few years ago. It's one of those shows that started off kind of funny and comically, but then things got dark really, really fast, and I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
Holiday.
Sorry. But yeah, like I said, you can't really like drop like a bombshell like that and then say, oh yeah, you just get your memory back. Then what's the fucking point of them losing their memory if it's
same episode, 10 minutes after it happened.
It's almost always just a plot device.
Yeah. You know what's funny? Speaking of like Dipper and you bought a Junior Rex, a lot of cartoon boys out here MILF hunting, you know? A lot of cartoon boys out here going after women older than them. Rex for a while was trying to get with Holiday. You know, I remember he was like, "Hey."
But I know like Siri went with his old friends, but did he still like try to go after Siri?
I mean, Rex built a harem. You know, he had Siri. He had that other girl. What's her name?
Breach. That's her name. Breach.
Yeah. My man Rex was he was out here doing his thing.
I liked how he was kind of like Superboy in a way.
And like that
hitting on every girl.
That old I think like that other girl who was like a grasshopper, she had a crush on him back in like she was like friends with him a long time ago.
Oh, there was also the bad luck blonde girl in that one episode where him and his buddy had like quick prom dates.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Oh yeah.
I will say that's kind of why I don't like Alien Force or whatever the sequel was of Ben 10.
Ultimate Alien.
I think they already did the better. Like once that came out, I was like, oh, well, we did the better version of the teenage version of the Ben 10 show.
Yeah.
I still hold on to sleep. Alien Force and Ultimate Alien weren't that bad. I don't think they were that.
Alien Force wasn't that bad. I did not like Ultimate Alien.
Ultimate Alien sucked. That one also sucked.
Ultimate Alien had one good moment I did like, and that was Ben versus Kevin for the last time, like their final. Like,
the last season of that was decent. That was pretty like.
The last season was good.
Fight. Yeah.
Here's and I also did like the whole. I hated. I did like the whole. I like the whole Dagon arc where they revived Vilgax and stuff like that. I thought that was pretty good.
The parts where it felt like a sequel to the first show, I actually kind of liked. I did not like when they were like, "Here's these new aliens, and here's your new Omnitrix."
Yeah, the one where they
good guy get now. We don't need to talk about it.
And then like there was like those aliens that pooped gold, and I was like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah. I didn't like what they did with Vilgax.
Isn't that a perfect analogy for modern day ideas?
Yeah.
Yeah, like here's the thing. I think I actually kind of liked parts of the new Vilgax. I like that they showed like, he's like this super warlord, but like they tried to show him like on his planet he's actually kind of a hero. That was kind of interesting. I liked how he kind of like talked to Ben during the end of Ultimate Alien, where he's like, "Yeah, dude, you have all this potential power and you kind of do nothing with it." And he does have a really good point. Ben really does stick to small time stuff, despite having quite possibly one of the most powerful weapons. Well, technically, it's not a weapon, but you get my point.
That's why I like Ben, though, as a character. He just be vibing. This man really has like one of the most dangerous items on his wrist. And you'll catch him every day at the slushy place, sipping on some slush, not giving a hell in the world, chili fries. Ben just that type of character. Like you'll never see anyone vibe so hard.
But here's the worst part. And it's one of the reasons I really don't like Omniverse. Is mainly because besides like the art style is way too freaking distracting. But one of the main things I didn't like about it is they kind of fucked up Ben's character because now he's just because in Alien Force and Ultimate Alien they kind of showed like Ben was kind of a slacker and like he said he was just vibe and kind of just did his own thing, but in Omniverse he's just a dumbass, and he's like somehow more immature than he was in the original series. When he was supposed to be 10 years old, when he's supposed to be annoying, he's more annoying now than what he was back then, more annoying and immature. And the worst part about Omniverse, in my opinion, is that you could tell that people who were like behind Omniverse did watch the original Ben 10 and did bring up a lot of really cool ideas. Like bringing back Kai and making her like this Tomb Raider character. Yeah, that was actually really awesome. And like some of the new aliens, new aliens are pretty cool. I like the idea of like the dog had an Omnitrix that could like turn it into any predator that can hunt down any alien in the galaxy. I thought that was really cool. But like, here's the problem: the execution was just so. Even the premise of the show was actually really cool. Like seriously, Ben has to work hard. Ben has to work hard to like integrate the alien world and the human world. And I'm thinking that's actually a really, really cool concept. I like that, but it's just so. But they were trying to be silly. Basically, they had really good ideas, but at the same time, they were basically trying to make Ben 10 Teen Titans Go. They wanted to be silly and self-aware and kind of that kind of thing, while also doing some serious Ben 10 stuff, and they just don't mix. It really didn't mix.
I don't know.
That's why I like it more. Okay, I'll straight up go from the perspective that I liked that I liked Omniverse more, but I also understand from the perspective that it didn't really. It felt like one of those comic runs where like they're like, oh yeah, the thing I got handed from the last run, I don't really care about that, so I'm gonna just drop all this over here. I'm gonna do my own thing where he's got his alien sidekick and stuff. And
it never felt like the show was always focusing on big arcs. Like, see, that's one problem I didn't like with Ultimate Alien and Alien Force. Every season was a giant arc.
Exactly.
That prolonged too long. And one thing I liked about Omniverse was a show I did not like at first. It took me only to like last year to get into it. And go, oh, you know what? This is actually better than I thought it would be. And I liked the nature of the Monster of the Week nature. And their arcs were no longer than like 4 to 5 episodes. They're simple. And some of the arcs do call back to even the singular episodes. And I kind of like that. I hear what you're saying about them. They definitely wanted to be closer to Ben 10 than the.
No, not even that. It's just like the tone is so. Because even the original Ben 10, as crazy and weird and out of control as it got, it was still grounded to some level. It was still grounded to some level. Ben 10 Omniverse was just balls to the walls all over the place. It really did not care, and it really didn't bother to be any. And that's kind of what, like I said, it's kind of what I hated. There's a lot of good ideas in Omniverse. A lot of ideas that I really like, because even the more sillier ones, like I thought, like when they introduced Rad Duzman, I thought, okay, like Han Solo as a duck, and I'm thinking, okay, this is kind of silly, but they actually made a pretty fun character, and I'm thinking, oh, they're gonna make him like the third member of their group,
Omniverse had a lot of characters come and go. It's kind of like one of the things like it's something I have a problem with some shows, but I don't have a problem with some. It depends. It's like I want to say like Samurai Jack and Hunter x Hunter, right? How you got a lot of characters that come out of nowhere. They're here for a couple episodes, and you probably never see them again.
But they make big enough of an impact that it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's like sometimes like I'm alright with it, sometimes not. That's why I didn't have a problem with the Omniverse, because I knew that we will only stick to just Ben, Kevin, Gwen, Blue Dude, who's kind of funny.
I will say I also like.
I liked Rook. I liked Rook. He was actually a really good character.
I thought I was gonna hate Rook. But I was like, damn, he's pretty.
I like the buddy cop dynamic a lot better than the trio, because I just will say, I'm just gonna keep saying it. Gwen had no chemistry with Ben anymore in the second series.
Yeah. I mean, in the first series, it was borderline incestuous. To be fair, they probably toned it down a little too much.
But they should have still kept it they could always have like a fun little rivalry thing going on. They didn't really have anything. They're just kind of like, I like you and support you a little bit. They're way older and they're not like little kids anymore. They're not. Whatever. Teens will make fun of each other.
And they still did. They did make fun of each other and did.
Ben and Kevin worked better when they were together in Alien Force, and when Gwen came, she was kind of just the third wheel.
But when it
Kevin and Ben were hilarious.
It's funny. Yeah, it is kind of funny when it's just either Ben and Gwen or Gwen and Ben or Ben and Kevin or Kevin and Gwen, and when it's just two characters, they're fine. It's that when they're a trio, it is kind of milquetoast. I'm not gonna lie.
I think that's why the Omniverse avoided the trio aspect a lot too. Like you'll have Ben and Gwen episodes, even Rook and Kevin, and the only times you get the trios when it's like when they went to the monster planet thingy, and a couple other episodes. But other than that, it really stuck to the duo thing, which I believe worked in their favor because looking back, I was like the trio. They had
here's the thing. Like I said, because again, like I said, a lot of ideas in the show that I like, but the minute that I realized that this show was just not for me, when they actually had a canon crossover with fucking cow and chicken, and I was like, no, that's where I draw the line. That's where I draw the fucking line. Cow and fucking chicken.
Wait, that happened?
Yes,
that is real. They crossed over with cow and chicken.
They were like Ben 10 versions of them. They weren't.
It was a cow and chicken cross.
No, of course it was. But they were like, it's like
they had the voice actors
hearing
too.
That is pretty cringe.
They had the voice actors. Yeah, it kind of gave me a good chuckle. They only it was only there for like a couple of seconds. That's why it's like they ran past early versions of them.
But I was like, yeah, this is fucking stupid. I can't. Like, here's the thing. I know Ben 10. Like, it's like people who say that why I don't like Rise of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but TMNT has always been about silly and crazy over the top stuff. I'm like, yeah, but it's still somewhat grounded. You still got to take the story and the characters somewhat seriously in almost every TMNT incarnation. I can't do that with Rise of TMNT because they don't take themselves seriously at all.
Yeah, so it's definitely fair to say, like, this isn't for me anymore. I'm just gonna walk away. It's a very fair thing to say.
I would say Omniverse did have a few grounded moments and arcs. I believe at least, like when they had the
I'm not, like I said,
the planet Asmus planet with the what was that freaking villain?
Malware. I think it was in the Malware. Yeah.
I love the Malware episodes, and when Ben lost his other alien from that guy, and when he's having I think he had like devoured, and then
it was vision. Wait, are you talking about feedback? That's the alien he lost.
Yes.
But that doesn't make any sense because he turned into feedback in a previous episode.
Yeah,
in the present times, and I was like.
I think that was an accidental episode mishap.
No, man.
Which is weird because I was like,
they fucked up. They literally just didn't care about continuity and they fucked up. Just like how they don't care about.
It could have been a accident because that was the only episode in the previously to that arc where he turned the feedback, and that's why I found it weird. And I thought, I don't think. It's just a continuity error. I think they accidentally listed episodes because it happens sometimes. Like DuckTales, the first season, like the whole first season, is completely out of order, and I was like, God damn! And I know that happens sometimes. That's why I was
But here's the thing though about that is that it really I really did watch because I watched the shows and I'm like. Wait a minute! You already turned into feedback. What are you doing? But even then, you're trying to make this big emotional. Oh, I lost feedback to this guy, and I'm like,
oh yeah, no, I didn't find that.
Should I care? I mean, like if you lost somebody like Upgrade or Cannon Bolt or Forearms or Heat Blast, because hell, that was the first alien Bid turned into, and if you lost that would be kind of emotional. But like,
that's the only thing that dragged that arc down, because it's like we're seeing Ben love this alien, sure, but wouldn't it have been stronger to have you as an actual older alien? And I know they use feedback because of his specific power set that would have allowed him to beat Malware. But at the same time, like, man, you guys could have chose someone different.
You could have chose up. You couldn't have done Upgrade because he. I mean, like it would have. Like I get it. Like it would have made. Like there were so many things. Like I said, there's so many. Like the show has so many cool ideas that I really liked, and I was like, yes, this is for people who actually watched the original series and watched Alien Force and like want to bring stuff back. And I'm like, sure, it's fine, but like the execution is just so silly and like I just didn't like the execution of any of it. Like almost all of it, I just did not like the execution of it.
Fair.
Yeah. One thing I want to say about the DuckTales thing, Disney's so incompetent at doing DVDs and stuff. They the first disc doesn't actually have the origin story episode. Like
I heard about that. That's funny.
I hate their DVDs. Never buy a single DVD like their volumes or whatever, because like one, they'll never finish it, and two, it'll be out of actual order.
Yeah.
They just never pay for anything they do.
I don't know how Disney messed that up so bad. Like when I was watching DuckTales, I was running into the problem in season 1 where I was like, damn, I got kind of bored around episode 6 because every adventure, like 6 episodes straight, has been in Duckburg, and I was like, damn, when they're going to adventure. And then the new one,
yeah, that's why I hate the new one.
But then it turns out it was like, oh, it's actually out of order. And I was like, what the hell? So you're telling me the other episodes where they do leave beats on Duckburg are in between many of these Duckburg episodes. So when I was feeling like it was getting stale because they stayed in Duckburg, it turns out they messed up the entire order for like a whole 10 episodes, and I was like, what? How do you do that?
I just don't understand how you don't think let's put in the actual order it's supposed to be instead of because like the Teen Titans one, for example, it actually plays the actual first episode instead of the one that aired first. It's supposed to be like the first episode.
Technically the first episode is the episode where they fight like Plasmius and stuff, and like like Cyborg and then break up. But like the first episode that aired, the first episode was also the first. I think it was like the technical first episode, and the actual first episode that aired anyway was where they first fight the Hive.
Yeah. I understand why they did that because it's a lot more hype episode, if you ask me. But I think the other one kind of gives more of a pace for like how the actual episodes usually play out. It's more of a proper pilot.
Speaking of DC,
are we moving on to Alan Moore's comments?
Oh man, I gotta start. I gotta start writing these things down so I have
topics.
Little things to follow this. Like I said this before, regarding the Batman thing, but apparently Never mind.
What did Alan Moore even say? To be honest, I wasn't. Really
that's what I was thinking about the Alan Moore thing. I can't believe I forgot that.
What did he say?
He said that comic book that superhero movies have had a negative effect on both the cinema industry and our culture at large, which I do agree.
Oh, that's.
But then he also said in his next breath, basically they're kids movies and we shouldn't take them so seriously. And I was like, that's where everyone got pissed. We're like,
that's why Scorsese.
They're doing the Scorsese thing where he said, where they're really just kids movies.
Like all the fucking comics have that's one thing bad about the comics nowadays. Like they're all they don't all need to be like these super serious like Batman, like in Batman, where someone will get brutally murdered and they got to find the brutally murdered body. You don't need that.
Yeah, no.
Actually, the thing about this is, I actually tend to see the opposite from Marvel Comics anyway, because they've been trying really hard to push I would call them like YA novel superheroes, and no one's buying.
Oh yeah, I agree.
They have really been pushing that for a while. Like, oh, we want to get. Here's the thing, though. When it comes, and I think this is something people need to understand. When it comes to fandoms and stuff like that, you will never if you can't appeal to the old fans, you will not appeal to the new fans. You will not appeal to a new audience. And if the whole reason is because we don't have to put in work because it's not because it's popular already, if your entire point is basically we just want to take this character in a new direction, do something new with this, and you don't appeal to the old fans, you're not going to appeal to a new audience, because the reason why the people, like the old fans, got into it in the first place is gone, because you're not trying to appeal to them. So
but then again, you appeal to a what I like to call a counter audience. The counter audience are those who only like it now because of how different it is. And now they're
because it's mainstream.
Yep.
Because like when you do stuff like that, you end up with things like Rise of TMNT, canceled after two seasons, and did very poorly in the ratings. As opposed to TMNT 2012, which, whether or not you like it or not, people ultimately agree it's a solid incarnation of the turtle. Wouldn't you agree? Yeah, it's a solid incarnation. And it still was respectful to other incarnations, and it still understood what TMNT was. Rise of TMNT got canceled after 2 seasons because at the end of the day, they didn't care about the old fans. They didn't try to appeal to the old fans, which means they didn't go out of their way to find out what made TMNT so special. Another great example of this is Battletoads.
The new game?
The new game, yeah. Like, it has no idea why people like the original Battletoads. And people say, well, you just wanted the Dark Queen to be hot. I mean, yeah, but that's irrelevant.
Dark Queen is the only... She is not the only problem.
Yeah, she just looks terrible. Not only does she look terrible...
the only problem with the game, the story, the dialogues, the stuff. Like, some of the scenes I've seen, I'm like, all right, that's kind of funny. But then a lot of stuff, I'm like, okay, this is way too many poop humor. To the point where
like I said, the leads look ugly. You can't like I know they're technically supposed to be ugly, but you know they actually had they looked like they could like fight somebody, and like they were just like they looked like bad at like you'd look like somebody you're like, oh, you're kind of weird, but I'd hang out with you. I don't want to hang out with those dudes.
Yeah, like one of the things that made the original so fun was like it was like a TMNT thing where they were like these ripped reptiles that were kind of creepy looking, but they looked awesome and fun and stuff like that, and they went on crazy adventures. This one just looks like, again, like
a shitty Flash show.
Yeah, a shitty Flash show, basically a modern shitty Flash show, something you'd see on Cartoon Network that they're trying to push as the hot new thing. But again, much like everything else from Cartoon Network, because if you guys didn't notice, almost every modern show they've been pushing has been canceled now. The only show that I honestly know that's still going, the only shows that I know of that are still going Cartoon Network is We Bare Bears, and that show's actually pretty damn good.
Yeah, they're getting a new show now,
and they're getting a movie.
Yeah,
I heard they're getting
the movie already came out. Now
the movie already came out?
Yeah, now they're having a baby spinoff.
Yeah, because those
Cartoon Network always got to have the baby spinoff.
well, I mean, like the baby episodes are pretty fucking cute and pretty funny. Not gonna lie.
No, I like the baby episodes. The thing is, some people I already seen some people not like the style change they're going for the baby spinoff they're making. It's not gonna be in the same style as the original show. It looks more chibi, to say. It looks cute still. I'm not complaining. It looks adorable.
And as long as the humor is the same way, I'll be alright. But yeah, but like almost every other show that I could think of, Apple and Onion's been canceled.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm so glad you don't know what Apple Onion is, bro. It is like the most basic, like, you know how like regular show came out, then we had shows like Pickle and Peanut try to rip off.
I have no idea what that is.
you lucky soul.
Either
I haven't had a cable in like 8 years.
Either Wayward is the luckiest guy in the world, or he's a fucking boomer. Either way.
I'll own it. I'm a boomer. I'm like,
hell yeah.
It's not an age thing. It's a lifestyle thing. Just a reminder.
It is a lifestyle.
Me over here, my VHS tapes. Yes, good.
All you need to know is.
Oh my god, he still has VHS. I remember when I had those as a kid.
I'm not gonna lie, I still got a few of my own. I think I still got all those go to heaven. I'll never let anything happen to that VHS tape.
Hell yeah.
Oh, I still got Street Fighter 2 on VHS.
Hey guys, I gotta split really quick. I'll be right back on the stream if you guys are still around.
All right then.
All right.
Yeah, man, nobody's really watching this. Don't worry.
That's fine. But I just got to take care of something really quick, but if you guys are still on when I'm done with that, then I'll get right back to you.
No problem.
No problem, dude. But what were we talking about?
VHS.
I don't know.
We're talking
about new shows that I hope keep going is I really want Glitch Techs to be able to come back. It was the last season was actually good. I think the first season was kind of just mid. But the new season.
The first season was mid, but I still enjoy it because it just stuck to a Monster of the Week show, which we don't get a lot of those anymore. A lot of every show nowadays just have to be a story based, long arc. Yeah. It's like, dang, I just want a Monster of the Week show. And then Glitch Test came into my life. Season 2 looks like it's gonna make this shift.
Thanks for staying and watching Burgeoning Exeter. We always appreciate you here. You're our number one. You're our fan favorite. Our favorite fan. You just always here, buddy.
I think like a lot of people will say like it's like the only reason people watch it is because the waifu. I'm like, nah, don't get me wrong, it's part of it. But it actually has like some fun. Like they have some fun. Like once they got into the groove of the gimmick, they were like, oh, okay, it's just like here's some like video game thing, and then they kind of have to deal with it, and then like. Other than like actually adding like character driven stuff, like like where it's like, oh, this let's do it. Like we had to do Pong. My dad created this Pong. It's not actually Pong, but it's like whatever they call it.
They made Pong actually like one of the best episodes in the dang series, and I was like, damn, you made Pong had one of the best like scenes in the show too. Like, goddamn.
Hey, Pong's pretty fun. It's actually pretty addictive of a game, but
The only thing I will say about the show is just the sometimes cringy dialogue. Sometimes they gotta do it like, oh, nerds. It's like, haha, I get it. They're nerds.
I feel like they're a little bit more self-aware about it second season. Where we're just saying they're empty phrases that mean absolutely nothing. And we just know that
they don't hold on to it like other shows would. Other shows go, oh, nerds. Is it like Randy Cunningham where they're just it's just so fucking weird and random that you're thinking, okay, are they making fun of like slang and shit like that? Kind of, honestly, because like when they say nerds, they don't say it. So they don't say it in a way where it's like, they just say it naturally. Like, these characters, the way they say it, like, yeah, these are the type of people who would just say it unapologetically.
Yeah,
they're not forcing it out of themselves.
I think at first season it did feel like they were trying to like make it like a catchphrase and then like like things people would say out in the courtyard. Now this season they're just like, no, like some like then you're just like, hey, why do you always guys come up with weird phrases all the time?
Yeah, like only the main characters say it. Everyone else finds it funny. Like, what do you guys speak funny, weirdos?
Webcomic Irma. I have no idea what the webcomic Irma is.
Irma?
Sorry, I don't read a lot of webcomics.
Neither do I. I've heard of that.
I used to a while ago, but I just left that life behind. I couldn't.
Did my you go favorite down the Bleedman path.
What'd you say? No, yeah, but it was like, but it wasn't how do I put this? like here's the thing, and it's just something this is actually kind of personal, and I want to talk about that. Let's put our serious glasses on, guys.
All right.
Okay, well, you see, for a long time, there was a long time period of time where I didn't draw, and it was like during when I was like 10 to around from when I was around 14. Those 4 years, I just wasn't drawing as much. I would doodle, but I didn't really draw. But it wasn't until I was around 14 that I actually got into this one webcomic. And the webcomic was so good that it actually got me into drawing again. And it's a big inspiration for who I currently am now. It really did shape not only like my art, but it did shape how I view comedy and social commentary and stuff like that. It was like a really, really good webcomic. But then the guy who made it just went off the handle and it crashed and burned, and it was just so horrible. The thing that actually inspired me to get into art again and get me into writing again just crashed and burned.
I think horribly. I think I know the webcomic artist you're talking about.
Which one?
His name, I forgot his name, but it sounds kind of Japanese.
Tatsuya Ishida?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was a huge Sinfest fanboy.
Sinfest.
Don't worry, I was into Bleedman. I was that guy I was talking about.
Yeah, I know Bleedman comics. I know the whole cartoon universe thing. I know all that shit.
Classic old Bleedman.
That got weird.
Real fast. Real fast.
Yeah, that got fucking weird. Yeah. Like when you see a guy, you see him. He made this really great comic, and then you just see him go down that rabbit hole. You guys all know what I'm talking about. That rabbit hole.
Yeah.
A very vocal rabbit hole in our modern times.
Let them slip into sometimes, where it's just like, dang, just don't.
I just kind of think those like political webcomic things, like those rot your brains, especially if you're the one doing it.
But here's the thing, like he actually did a good job of being pretty, obviously he has biases, but he was actually pretty fair on every side. But it eventually just got down to the dude had problems with his girlfriend, and I heard that's kind of how he became. Fuck it. Oof. He became a fucking SJW. Fuck it, I said it. He became a hardcore SJW. He completely rewrote his comic. He completely fucked up his characters.
Oh my!
And it's just literally it went from it's one of the longest running webcomics of all time. Started in around 1999 when I was born, for God's sake.
Yeah.
And it was one of the highest viewed webcomics of all time. It was really big on the internet.
Wow.
Now literally almost nobody fucking watches it. Nobody reads it anymore. Literally nobody. We look at the things on there, like the ratings for it. No one's reading it anymore.
That's crazy.
And it's painful, man. It's really hard. It's really hard seeing your heroes become the villains.
Yeah, I mean, he's exclusive like turf audience now. That's that's the only people can sell that to.
And even even then now they said he's anti-turf or whatever, because now he's trying to. He's trying to swing. I think he's swinging the pendulum now, and I'm just like, okay, dude, no, don't. Oh my god, it's so painful. I'm just just end the comic and put us out of our misery, because you already fucked up every man. You fucked up Monique severely. You fucked her 6 Ways to Sunday. You fucked up Slick. Squiggly's kind of the same. Give you that. You kind of threw Criminy out the window because hey, we can't have a positive male character, and Criminy's probably the most pure character in the comic. You made the system. Oh my! It's just I don't even want to do this because I'm gonna get angry. I'm legitimately gonna get angry if I talk about this anymore.
And let's move on to the next subject. Bernie Exeter. He's like, what do you guys think of the Alita movie?
Battle Angel.
It was pretty good.
I read the comic. Still haven't watched the movie.
It's good, but let's talk about one thing. And since you read the comic, I'm pretty sure, I don't know if it's the same there, but that boy character, he's ass.
Yeah, he really is. Like, he's completely pointless.
I mean, the teenager? The one that it's like her first love.
Annoying.
She gets a way better love interest later on.
Good. I'm glad she upgraded.
It's actually like a dude that she met him, like he fought her, and he's just a regular ass dude. He's like a cyborg.
Oh, that's not gangster.
Yeah, he held his own a little bit, and he's a G. I like him a lot. Figure.
Yeah,
I hope we see that character in the next movie, because I really did not like her first love. He was so annoying, so dumb.
Yeah, he was boring.
He might get there because it was it ends with she at the rink, right? What's it called? I can't think of the ball game.
The roller rink thingy.
Yeah. You might, because that's like that's roughly like 3 books right there, and so that's like he comes in like 5.
All right then, but I'm probably gonna get him then, because like the movie, I heard some people say it's like 3 chapters in one, and I was like, oh yeah, okay, they did a pretty good job. I didn't read the books myself, but I'm gonna assume they did a pretty good job.
I recommend everybody read it. It's a masterpiece.
Burning Exeter. It's probably going to be a webcomic, and it's probably going to be a webcomic, and I'm trying my hardest here, but there's so much work I got to do on my own. Yeah. Sorry, buddy. It's good. It'll be there though. It'll come. It'll be all right.
Backles.
If Callus Master does get picked up, it does take off eventually. I hope to have the bare minimum done by by the end of the year. But like so many things have happened, like I don't know, getting a foreign virus, for example. Hopefully I'll get that off the ground. Speaking of which, you guys talked about no Monster of the Week shows. Callus Master is going to be very much Monster of the Week, at least in the beginning of it.
Yeah,
that's what I'm hoping. Because like one of the things that inspired me was Samurai Champloo. One of the more interesting parts about that is almost every other episode they're trying to find the Sunflower Samurai. In almost every other episode, they're basically broke and hungry, so they got to find a way to make money.
And for the show.
And that's kind of what happens in Callus Master that I want early on, is that ultimately they become bounty hunters and monster killers in order to, and by them I mean mostly Omen. Just mostly Omen is doing all the work. Well,
and the kid, he's being dragged around with him.
Actually, it's kind of the opposite way around. Valor, he's the main character, the kid. He's kind of dragging him around because he helped him escape his town after it was invaded by bandits. And he made a deal, and basically he made a deal with Omen, like if I get you out of here, you got to help me rescue my uncle and get him back. And Omen gave his word. And then of course, almost immediately after they get off the island, Omen abandons him, doesn't give a damn. Valor keeps trying to tell him, hey, come on, man, you promised. And then when Valor finally says, hey, dude, you gave your word, and Omen has some semblance of this weird type of honor, and just says, fine, fuck it, I'll help you. I'll go along with you to help you find your uncle, even though he's like real cynical about it, even though he's probably already dead if they took him.
Yeah.
But and they have this dynamic. Then after some events, they meet Roy, a dwarf who lives above ground, which is rare, and he's kind of an asshole. He's just and Omen kind of kidnaps him, so he's like chained up with them most of the time. And then they meet Rosalind, Wayward, you know who Rosalind is, right? Rosalind. Yes. And she's basically trying to get to the east. I mean the west, in order to finish her pilgrimage for her personal basically just a pilgrimage for her mystical training.
Yep.
And she decides that she's going to hang out with Omen and Valor because, hey man, you got this big ass motherfucker who could pretty much take out anybody out in a few hits. So I'm gonna just stick with you guys. And basically they just become this team who are trying to find his uncle, basically.
Nice journey so far, then.
Hell yeah.
Good base so far. Just always try to hit me up the moment Jocelyn gets into the story. There's nothing specific about her introduction, but just let me know when she gets into the story, and I'll be there as fast as lightning. You know what I'm saying?
What'd you say? Say it again.
Just let me know when Jocelyn gets into the story.
Yeah, Rosalind's it's gonna take a minute for Rosalind to get into the story.
Then I shall wait.
I'm not
simping, so let's calm down now.
She's like 15 to 16, just a heads up.
Internet years.
I mean,
I can hit him outside my door right now. Fuck. I fucked up.
Yeah, but yeah, these are characters I've been working on a long time. They've gone through so many. Like, I've been working on this since I was 14, and they've gone through so many fucking changes over the years.
Boy,
and
I understand.
Just see them finally fleshed out. I'm just like, thank God, I finally stuck to something that I want.
Yeah, I'm still struggling to finalize a few characters of my own that I've been working on since 2013, and I'm almost done. And I was like, finally, it would be complete.
Really, it's just the design wise for a few of them. Story wise, everyone's done. It's probably what I get for trying to make a team of 10 characters.
Oh damn!
It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, like I also made I made a post that blew up about villains. Yeah. And I really would just want to return to good old
fun villains, huh?
To good old full villain. That's one of the things I really want to work on, because I did this for long, and I've just made so many fucking villains that I forgot to make more protagonists and heroes. So I just made a bunch of
I had the opposite problem where I made too many heroes and I forgot to make villains, and that has been the worst for the last 2 years. So I have enough villains now, but beforehand it was like, oh wow, I have 10 heroes and not a single one has a rival. So I've been like working on giving each of them a rival. Some of them silly enough to outmatch the others. The whole thing I'm doing is like, it's kind of dumb. It's just kind of dumb. Not something you have to keep your brain open to just work through.
My main villain, and he's not gonna. And like, here's the thing about my main villain. He's so big that he's not really gonna show up till I think like a quarter of a way into the story. Like, it's gonna be a while till he actually even gets mentioned.
Okay.
Not even mentioned, but like
drop hints. Are you gonna drop hints once in a while?
What'd you say?
Are you gonna drop like a few hints here and there, so that like when we do get
you're gonna know who this character is and everything. Like, I'm gonna mention him and stuff like that, because like here's like my main villain is like, his name is Ube von Talon.
Yeah.
And he's like the ruler of the Imperial Covenant. And when it comes to my in Gaia, where the world in my story takes place, I've never played Final Fantasy, so don't even try to do that. I've never played Final Fantasy.
Neither have I, really. So
yeah. So like the whole thing is basically he's like the ruler of the human kingdom, and in this world, the human kingdom is basically man, they pretty much took over everything. They're fucking dominant. And the thing about it is he really does work hard to try, because like unlike other story, and one thing that I really was tired of in a lot of these stories is that they keep trying to push for this idea of basically every villain is a fascist. They just take over everything, destroy anyone who gets in their way, stuff like that.
Yep.
I actually went for a more imperialist approach.
Mm.
He gains power and control through alliances and a lot of other things like that. So like even like he basically rules the world, but people gave him control of it. So if I could say the three villains that inspired him the most, I would say it would be like if Fuhrer King Bradley fused with Xanatos with a hint of Darth Vader.
Pure evil indeed.
I mean, like, and here's the worst, and like it's like he's like a villain where he thinks he has genuinely good intentions, and you can really think of it that way because of him before Talon rose to power, there was kind of chaos and mayhem everywhere because they had a terrible ruler before, and everyone was on edge and everyone was waiting to go to war and stuff. If it wasn't for Talon, the world would be in chaos right now. So he actually is stable. He's actually kind of stabilized Gaia for a while. So it's not even so much that he's a completely bad guy, even though he does do terrible things, but he does have somewhat noble intentions, and he does have a family. He has a wife and a daughter too. So he's not heartless, but
he's still evil.
Yeah, I think a better villain. I think a more fun villain is probably Ivan Broheim. He's basically a mad scientist, and I made him more like Handsome Jack. He's just a fucking asshole, and he loves every second of it.
Yeah, it's funny. Bringing up villains and stuff, because I was thinking the other day, I was like, damn, my favorite villain trope is like the petty villain. I'm talking dudes like Shredder, or dudes like the villain from the first Zorro. Like villains so petty they take your kids and raise them as their own. Like there's nothing more evil than that. That's messed up. Like taking someone's own child, taunting them, and just getting away with it. You don't kill the parent. You just take the damn kid in front of them, and it's just like damn.
It's like a weird version of cucking somebody.
Yeah, like
week.
Like when Charles Shredder did that, what an asshole. Yeah, the guy from the Zorro movie, he did that. What an asshole. Hordak from the original She-Ra, he did that and laughed in his face. Like what an asshole.
And don't forget probably the pettiest but most hilarious villain of them all, fucking Aku, dude. He is the most petty.
Yes, Aku is that guy. Now that's an asshole.
Like, and that's the worst part is he's so fucking funny that you actually forget he's quite possibly the most evil thing in the universe.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Sometimes people like, oh, if they're too goofy, you forget their evil stuff. I'm like, yeah, you could call these guys goofy. It's like, I think it was a post I saw where they're like, like highlighting like goofy 80s villains, and someone was like, imagine being afraid of these guys or something like that. And I was like, granted, they act like clowns sometimes. They're big goofy, but the picture had Megatron, and I was like, Megatron, it killed Optimus, so okay. Had Hordak, and I was like, as goofy as he is in the 80s show, this man just nearly colonized an entire planet of his own plan and fruition, and kidnapped another person's child and ran away to another dimension.
It had Cobra Commander, and I was like, Cobra Commander will shoot you on sight, and that man's crazy.
Cobra Commander is literally literally it's like literally quite possibly a mega terrorist. Like
like yes, these guys can be fun and goofy, but if you were to just sit here and pretend like they haven't done some of the most evil, vile things in the world. It's like it's called having fun with the villains sometimes, you know. It's called having fun.
Yeah, and it actually makes them a little bit more fleshed out once you think about it, because it shows they have humor and stuff like that.
Dude, one thing I hate about like the Jim and the Holograms remake of the comic, where like they turn all the villains into like kind of pseudo good guys. Like Pizzazz in the old show, like the '80s show, she would just flip out and push the people in the cars and shit. She was like batshit insane.
My goodness.
It was the best. And like the new one, she like maybe pushed someone to a pool one time. I was like, oh, that's high school. Like not even like cartoon high school. That's just high school.
You're talking about the rival band, right? The rival band or the other
band show.
Okay, because I remember I only seen a few episodes of Gem and the Holograms, and I remember they were on it was a ski episode. They were on a mountain top, and they tried to bury Gem and the Holograms like alive. Yes. And I was like, oh my god!
Damn, I thought it was like this little rock star show for Girl Scouts hardcore.
No, dude, what the heck? No, the show's batshit. I love it.
They have rivals that they want them dead. they tried to get rid of them. I was like, oh my god. This is not what I thought it was about.
Like, okay, here's like let me give you her character breakdown. Jerrica came up with an alternate identity, which is Jim, who is powered by a computer shooting holograms at her to make her that way. That run at 300 frames per second.
Yep.
She is she does the show. She's also her own manager, and then she runs the whole entire music studio and runs an orphanage. It is nuts.
Yeah, and isn't there like an organization that wants like her tech as well? Like besides her evil.
No one knows about it.
That was about it.
No one knows about that.
Okay,
no.
You know who was a really good petty villain?
Ooh.
The Justice League Lex Luthor.
Yes.
He was the best.
Oh man, he was so
fucking
awesome. He was so fucking awesome. And I remember somebody called this. I remember I rewatched not only like Justice League and Justice League Unlimited, but I rewatched a bit of Superman the other day too. And something I didn't realize until after I watched most of the series again. I was like, man, Lois Lane in this show was kind of a hoe.
Yeah,
because she slept because apparently she dated and quite possibly like slept with Lex Luthor in incarnation, and she did the same thing with Bruce Wayne, and I'm like,
Bruce cucked this poor man Clark in those crossover episodes, and he never apologized to Bruce Wayne.
Okay.
It was so funny. It was basically like, dude, I banged her, dude. Don't worry about it. And he was like so afraid. He was so, and what made it so funny was Bruce was so casual about it. He knows what Clark is capable of, and he still kind of rubbed it in his face.
I don't care.
No, dude. Even in the comments, he like hit on her in front of him and stuff. He is a man without fear.
Yep.
Also, I just want to point out,
he knows that Clark is Superman too. That's what made it so funny. He was like, "Yeah, I don't care, nigga. I still clap them cheeks first, because they didn't get together till the end of the series. So basically, Bruce is like, I clapped them cheeks first, nigga."
All right.
Well, the animated series Batman was a himbo. That's just facts.
That's true. The animated series Batman was out here with all the ladies. Like, not a day go by. Alfred is like, damn it, Master Bruce, stop inviting the host to the mansion.
This dude. Let's go over this dude. Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy, Roxy Rocket.
Crazy. Roxy was a hoe though, because she also went after Clark.
I remember watching that episode, and I remember watching an episode where she's like testing him to see if he'll stop the rocket, and like, dude, I'm like, Yeah, that was written by Bruce Timm. That was written by Bruce Timm. That was Bruce Timm.
My man.
Bruce Timm lives the horny. He is the horny. Like
yeah. Okay. So let me see here. Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy, Roxy Rocket, Vicky Vale,
Audrey
Wonder
from Mask of the Phantasm.
Oh, Massive Phantasm.
Oh yeah, Massive Phantasm girl. I forgot her name because she was so bland.
Talia, obviously.
Talia, of course.
Yeah.
Vicky Vale, Talia, Selena Kyle, Wonder Woman, Cheetah, because he managed to
Actually,
Cheetah.
He did. Yo, he did.
Actually, I don't think he fucked Wonder Woman though. I think at that point he learned to stop being such a slut.
I'm not saying like has sex. We're just saying like all
he was chained up and he was like, "Hey, girl."
Right?
basically he had his tongue down. She had her tongue down her throat in the next 5 minutes. Dude, Bruce is a straight up Zatanna, for God's sake. Zatanna, it's implied when
he sang when he sang that episode, she was like, "Ooh, this man, ooh la la."
He didn't just say, "Hey, girl." He said, "Hey, girl."
Right.
Hey, girl. I know you heard me. Don't be trying to play me off. Look at me.
I find the Tutara one so funny because it's like, hey, you ever had sex with a bat before? That's just like, and she was like, woo, woo, woo. And then she freed him, and he was like, psych, and he tased her, and he just kept going on his day.
But yeah, she's
a hoe.
Oh yeah.
Man.
Also, I feel like it's worth pointing out that in the original comics, when they first met up, it was basically just a love triangle story. Like where he's like, "Hey, can you distract my girlfriend for me?" He's like, "Oh yeah, I can do that." And then she's like, then Clark just said, and then she's like, "Oh yeah, well, I'm gonna start hitting on this dude just to make him Superman jealous." Superman's just over here like, "Is this guy really taking my girl?"
Right? Like, yeah, hey, Bruce, I just asked you to distract her. What the fuck you doing?
I do best.
Son of a bitch. Throw his ass in the sun and remind him who the hell you is. Remind him what that S on my chest stands for.
I mean, it's weird. It's weird that quite possibly the most emotionally distant member of the entire league managed to be such a player underneath all that. Yeah. I think even Flash said it the best. This dude's a multi-billion-dollar. This guy's like a multi-billionaire playboy.
Yep.
And you think that as Batman, he'd crack a smile every once in a while.
Batman cracks no smiles. Only a few times in the show, though. I mean, it's funny though. In the show, a few times he slips up. You know, he makes it very obvious. He has a thing for Diane. It's like, look at you. Like when she got hurt that one time in New Genesis, and he was the first one just like moving the rocks. I was like, look at you. I see you, Bruce.
I actually. This is gonna be like another, I guess, like kind of an unpopular opinion. Mm-hmm. I actually like Wonder Woman and Batman's dynamic better than like Batman and Selena's dynamic.
I like them better in that show. I will say that I did like them better than
show because you gotta always worry about the versions of these characters.
Yeah, I understand that.
The Bruce, Tim, Diane, and Bruce all the way. I'm down for it. Selena hit the streets. Be gone, thought.
The sad part is though, we already knew like they were going to happen because like in Batman Beyond was before that, and he already went through a book of like he's all sad alone, man.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, there's a lot of things from Batman Beyond that I really try to pretend didn't happen, like them making him actually Terry's son and cucking his dad.
Well, to be fair, in the Bruce Timm universe, we have to ignore a lot of things in the Bruce Timm universe sometimes. Sometimes we got to ignore that.
Batgirl.
We just gotta close our eyes and wake up and go, oh, yeah, that never happened. And we move on with our lives. We just do. Because that was cursed. Absolutely cursed.
Oh, yeah. Let's comment on Burning Extra's question here about Dragon Prince.
He said Dragon Prince. I have not seen. I've heard good things about it. I have not seen it. That's why I didn't want to answer the question because I haven't seen it.
I can tell you, it starts off mid, very meh. You got your characters. Everything's pretty kind of generic. Not gonna lie. Like if you see Avatar, but then season 2 picks up with some more story, more character dynamics are built better. And then season 3 just completes it all in the full circle. It gets better every season. Like it went from a 5 to a solid like 8 for me by the time season 3 hit. And I'm glad to see a show do that, like get better each season.
I mean, like that's the beauty of Aaron Ehasz, dude. The dude is actually a legitimately really good writer. Yeah. It was the main reason why Avatar was so good.
I wasn't feeling him in the first season, but then season 2 and 3 hit, and I was like, I'm seeing it now. I'm seeing it's getting better. Characters are maturing. They're doing things that I wish other shows would have. Characters taking things seriously.
Yeah,
outlining their roles.
Yeah, like
I really feel like they wrote the role. I really feel like they wrote the role for the story first, and then decided like what gender or whatever, and what what their they just decided what the character was, and they're just like, okay, what if those two characters are gay, and then they're just gay, Yeah.
Like there's the youngest character in the show. In season 1 he plays the kid trope. He's the young one. He's kind of naive a little bit. He's like, oh, he's cute, he's adorable. He's there to literally just be adorable and the young one. But as the show goes on, it's like, well, he grows into the role that he has to, and he's like, damn, I'm a prince. The king is gone. I have to take charge, whether I like it or not. And he takes the responsibility to like go and do that. And his brother is just like, damn, like, I'm gonna miss you though. And then it's like, all right, but you got your role to do, and everyone's doing their roles. It's something I like to see, especially coming out of other shows where they don't care about the main plot until it falls on their lap. Steven Universe, She-Ra, those type of shows.
No, it's like it has a plot.
Yeah, no, I'm saying like She-Ra's are shows where characters.
The plot's only relevant when they want it to be.
Yeah, exactly. Like Steven and shows like She-Ra, they will sit on a problem until the problem bites them back in the ass. As to compare to Dragon Prince, where it's like, oh, there's a problem. We should probably deal with this before it gets out of hand. And I'm like, thank you. So
let me ask you something. So basically, it's a show where characters who seem very small, who seem like they don't play they don't play a big role, but slowly do get larger as the seasons go on. And the first season, hold on a second. And the first season starts off pretty meh. Yeah. And the next season and the second and third season are a lot better.
A lot better. Season 3.
I think Aaron Ehasz has been typecast because that sounds exactly like Avatar.
You know what? Yeah, because
Avatar had a better start out.
Avatar is a better series overall. Like, it's a borderline lightning in a bottle, but
it was.
It is the same. Yeah, you're right. It's the same thing because like Avatar season 1, it's
Avatar season 1. Avatar season 1. But Avatar season 1.
Yeah, it's
not great.
It's not bad. It's not bad. It's like this. It's like the first half of the season was clumsy because Aaron Ehasz didn't write a good chunk of the first half. That was actually the original creators. I forgot their names, but Brian and those guys. They actually wrote a good chunk of the first few episodes, and then Aaron Ehasz came along halfway through. So I would say about half of the first season is a bit clumsy and a mixed bag, but the other half is really good and really gets you invested. Season 2 is where things really kick off, and season 3 is probably my favorite season.
Yeah, see, that's exactly how Dragon Prince plays out, and Dragon Prince is getting a season 4, which I'm excited for. I hope they keep the momentum.
They got 7 seasons, son.
7. Yeah, I heard the books are long.
Seven seasons. Goddamn.
Yeah, like this.
Well, it's not like
there's a lot of books.
The Netflix half season. It's the Netflix half season. That's actually not a problem. I think that's one thing that would have helped the show a lot is that the first and second season were just presented as one thing. Yeah. Because it's like the first season. I feel like I remember everybody being kind of mad about it when they brought the first season because like I'd imagine if it ended there because that's when it just got started to get interesting.
Yeah.
Like you're like, okay, I see what the show's about now.
Like if there's one thing I say strong about Dragon Prince 2 is like, just like in Avatar where it's like when you first start Avatar, right? You would never expect Zuko to be a good guy when you first start Avatar, where it's like he's just.
I don't know. My problem
okay.
is
I won't say not
the later episodes first.
Yeah, okay. I wouldn't say you wouldn't expect him to be a good guy, but like the way he became a good guy and the good guy he became to be compared to how he first started, it's like night and day. Like some characters turn good, it's kind of still the same. Zuko, by the end of the show, is a completely different human being from when he started, and Dragon Prince does almost the same thing with at least one character I like, the dumb blonde knight.
I like him a lot. I hate him. I hate his guts
dumb.
in the beginning.
He's an idiot. He allows himself to get manipulated to the point where he almost does bad deeds. And by the end of the show, not only he owns up to it, he chooses the right side, even if it means betraying the people closest to him. And I was like, damn, my man, this is growth. Delicious.
It's kind of what it's another great example of that with and I don't think people really tend to focus on that because they always go to Zuko when they talk about great character development in Avatar. But like probably the characters got the second best character development in the show, in my personal opinion, was Sokka.
Of course.
Because of Richard, and that's why he's like one of my favorite characters in like anything. Because Sokka was you think Sokka, you look at him and like, oh well, this guy, you're not supposed to take him seriously. He's just a comic relief. He's a clown. But here's the thing about Sokka. With every season, he progressively became more and more badass. Yes. And one of the things I liked about that is he was originally just a clown. But even in season 1, they showed, like low key, he was kind of always the leader of the group. He was always the one kind of trying to find the safe solution and find. Yeah, there were episodes that they again treated him like a clown, and rightfully so. Even by the end, and that's another thing I like about him. Even by the end of the series, he's still the comic relief. He doesn't stop being funny and super serious. He's still the silly one. He's still the one making jokes and stuff like that.
Remember he got laid.
Yeah, like he's still
Sokka, he's like,
Sokka was a straight up play in the show, by the way. But
Zuko kind of became his wingman at the one point, kind of like Zuko kind of became that guy who was around the right, like, let's go get your girl, bro. And then like, oh, hey Sokka, I need some advice. Like, Zuko came to him for advice. Like Zuko became that guy.
But like he just became the guy, and people didn't realize like again, this is what I liked about it. Like, it's not so much that Sokka changed. I mean, he did, but at the end of the day, it's more like everyone started to realize his potential as he grew more mature, and you realize that he's far more than just a comic relief. Because in the original concept, he was just gonna stay the comic relief. In the show, but
I actually heard the original concept was gonna be he was gonna be like the straight man guy. Then they made the actor.
And he. Here's the thing, though. He kind of is still the straight man. He is kind of the guy who says. Yeah. He is kind of the guy who says, "Yeah, dude, this is silly and ridiculous." And even
it
though
also helps he's a non-bender. It helps that he's a non-bender that makes him a good straight man, because out of all the crazy shit happening, he's the one with like no powers, and he's like, what the hell?
Think about this. This guy took down the spirit of. This guy is a guy who took down the spirit of knowledge with Sokka style. You better learn it. And He literally made out with the moon spirit, for God's sake.
Hell yeah!
He managed to get the moon spirit on his side and stuff like that. So like Sokka became this super ultra badass character, and every season it was so funny because at first, he was just trying really hard to be like this chief warrior trying to protect everybody and stuff like that. But it slowly revealed that he actually does care about Katara. He really does. He really is. He is cynical and he's a bit paranoid, but he does all that to protect people. And then it's slowly revealed as time goes on, holy shit, he really is kind of their leader. And by season 2, he's like, I mean, we should call her. I should be the leader. And like Katara's like, why isn't Aang the leader? He's the Avatar. And he's like, well, I'm the leader. Basically, he just made it about ego. But by season 3, almost everyone unanimously agrees, like, yeah, Sokka's the leader. He's the idea guy. He's the one coming up with these plans. He's the one actually leading people and doing something. And again, like you said, the fact that he doesn't have any powers just makes it even cooler because he's just a great character.
His whole life, being like the youngest male in the village, he had to have grown up faster than most people too, and he has to when the adults left, and he was left as the only male in the village. Him and his boomerang, trying his best to be the big leader. And it's great to see that he filled that role by like end of season 2 and 3, and it's like he's done it. He's done exactly what he tried to do.
The only thing I didn't like about that is that they were a little inconsistent with that. They try to say like, oh well, Sokka was kind of the guy, kind of keeping the village safe and stuff like that. But in other times they're like, oh, he was super immature and silly, and Katara actually took care of him. And I'm like, well, which is it? Did he take? Did he? Yeah, I understand they took care. I understand they took care of each other, but like, there are so many episodes where he's like, where it's like, oh yeah, Sokka is. It just, there are so many episodes where it feels like Sokka doesn't feel like the older brother. He feels like, I feel like if they made Sokka the younger brother, it would have worked better, and that would have been a little less inconsistent.
If Sokka was younger brother, it'd probably be cooler, in my opinion, because like, look at little man taking charge, like that's tough.
I mean, he doesn't even have to be even that much younger than Katara. He just has to be maybe like a year younger.
Yeah.
And like, it would have made a lot more sense that Katara would be like, because he basically said after his mother died, Katara basically was more of a mother than, because he even said and man, that hit me hard when he said that too. He said,
yeah, but that's why I don't have a problem with it too much, because he filled the dad role when their dad left, and she filled the mother role. That's
the thing though. Like basically this. They try to say like he filled the dad role, she filled the mom role. The problem with that is it feels like they only took Katara taking the mom role seriously, but Sokka taking the dad role, they never really take that seriously, in my opinion. They never really.
He has to earn it. He has to earn it. That's why.
Yeah, I get that, but like,
I will say there's two effects to that.
That's just how the gender roles work. I'm just gonna.
I will say, because the two things that I would say that makes it a little bit different too, like Katara's case and Sokka's case, where like their mom was dead. I was like, their mom was dead. Their father is still alive, so it's like Sokka only had to play adult for a little while until they get back. And then you also have the case where they left the Water Tribe season 1 early, so it's like he doesn't have that responsibility anymore. He just needs to chill out with his sister and his new kid and just like hang around. But as the team grew bigger, then he had to really uptake a more leadership role, especially since he's the only one that really thinks things through.
I mean, like, it's not like that. It's like, how do I put this? Like I said, he talks to Toph and says, sometimes and to be fair, this was a really good scene where, Katara's listening in, where we get like, they were too much of a coward to actually show her naked in the bath, so they only showed her neckline. Only showed the neckline. Yeah, they were too much of cowards.
Meanwhile, in Code Lyoko, they had like countless dot scenes. Friends.
Yeah, but like, I'm just like, you guys didn't have a reason to do that.
I see, but you still
teased it though.
It was like, damn, I can't focus on anything else besides that big ass head of yours.
But I think that the whole artistry of the show is actually good. It has some like reused animation too. I'll say that's also negative, but I think once you get past the foreheads, which I do agree,
I can't get past it. I'm sorry.
Them things are just so. I love Kyoko. They added to Netflix. I want to rewatch it, but damn, them foreheads were like.
Once you get a second, you
can write the 10 Commandments on that forehead. Jesus Christ.
Send Moses down the hill with this child. Like them things were goddamn huge, and the little eyes.
I I will say that's one thing I liked about the sequel. They got a new art style for they went live action for the other part of the show, which sucked. But they also
live
fixed the art
action.
style.
Ew, I
But like,
I hate that. That broke me on that. Actually, I was like, oh, live action now.
I mean, like cool. you gotta understand. Code Lyoko could get away with more because it was a French cartoon.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the French allow things like cuties to be made. So I don't really know. I really think they have some minor sensibilities. I mean, we could see a.
Look at Whack Fu. Goddamn. Let's look at Whack Fu. I don't know if you ever seen that show. You see the girls there.
Basically, that's dude. There are moments in that show that are borderline hentai. I'm dead serious.
Man, when those two girls are in the top, I was like, oh my.
There's literally one of the first scenes and one of the first parts of the episode. One of the scenes in the first episode is literally a guy in an outhouse reading porn.
It was. Yeah.
It really was.
That show.
I'll say this about Code Lyoko. It's not the foreheads that turn me away, because I can watch it perfectly fine with the foreheads. It's more the voice acting. I'm not gonna lie.
I'll say something negative about it. The voice acting is kind of weird.
It's been a while. I don't remember the voice acting. Was it always that bad? I don't remember it.
It wasn't like it's not terrible, but it's just not that good. It's like you'd find it more acceptable in like an '80s show. But I will say, here's the thing too. Like I watched the French version of it, and like it actually sounds like they're kind of mirroring that, because actually they have the same kind of like where the guys like has the like super up there voice. I'm like, you guys could have just made your own thing in there.
Okay, so yeah, they're trying to go precise tone, which doesn't really work with French voices and American voices. So
I don't know. I still think they sounded weird in the French version too.
This is from Burning Exeter. What do you guys think of the Marvel Cinematic Universe and DC Universe getting their own multiverses? Honestly, it's just so they can retcon certain things.
Yep.
And get away with a bunch of bullshit. Basically, that's the only reason to do it. The multiverse.
Now we have other reasons to do things. We can always keep going. We don't need to stop. That's probably universe.
That's probably how they're gonna like replace Black Panther by there's a multiverse. There's a different universe where Shuri became the Black Panther.
Yep.
I just think they'll do Shuri, but I also just
Spider-Man stuff going on
now. I kind of would like it just to be popular for the fact that I want multiverse to be popular in comics again. I don't think we need to have. Was it? What were you gonna say?
Oh, I was gonna say I don't want Shuri as Black Panther. I want fucking Okoye as Black Panther, because she is queen.
She is queen. That is true.
Yeah,
that'd be better, but that's not going to do that. Plus, Shuri was like Black Panther in the comics at one point. It's gonna happen. I just feel like that's gonna be the natural.
Yeah, they already
do it in the multiverse, or they're gonna do it in the same line universe. Either way, she's gonna be Black Panther. I just see it coming.
I hated her too in that movie. I think I said this last time too.
When she said, "What are those?" It's like
I was done. I was done with the movie. I did not want to finish watching it. I was like,
it's like,
no.
Damn, you Redditor, you goddamn filthy Redditor, you. When she said colonizer to the white guy, I sat there while the other brothers and sisters I watched was laughing their ass off, and I was like, damn, but like. They never been colonized, so
why didn't they stop colonization? Why didn't they stop it? Why didn't they stop?
How you mad at the poor white man?
You can't really bitch about the hypocrisy of colonization when you have quite possibly a futuristic utopia, and you're hiding out in one of the most poverty-stricken continents in the entire fucking planet. You can't really bitch to people
Wakanda's legit. Well, just looking over the hedges, like, damn, that's crazy. Look at them slaves chewing their advanced potato chips that the Europeans probably didn't even have. They're just chilling, munching on chips, eating lobster. Like, damn, wow! Look at them get whipped. Look at that.
and like they don't even like. Here's the thing: in the comics, it makes sense. Again, they're radical. They're radical traditionalists.
Because in the comics, they didn't water it down to the point where it's like, well, now the child is like, nah. Even the comic child's like, well, let's chill out now.
Like it doesn't even like it's really stupid because again in the comics they're radical traditionalists, very xenophobic, do not like people going into, and that's what made it interesting. Yeah. It was like it had advanced technology, but it was this very isolated.
It's not a 100% paradise.
It's not a paradise. Yeah, that's what made it good. But in the movie, they literally just say, "Hey, bro, you mind not telling anybody about this secret utopia?" And then it's like, "Yeah, but I could kind of use some food and some medicine." Yeah, that's great, buddy, but I kind of gotta go. I need to go. I left my iron on, man. I gotta get back home.
Right? Like, come on now.
I'm just kind of like, I'm just like Hollywood. You can make black people have flaws and shit.
Yeah, you can make them assholes too.
It's like
they are assholes again. We used to, like now they want to depict us all as like soft, kind, gentle, non-threatening. It's why I love the new Shaft movie, where it was just like I thought that's where they were going with, but no, it was about like them going, nah, fuck that soft shit. It's time to grow some nuts.
Yeah.
And my dad's dad was like, boy, your mother got you all fucked up. I don't hate women. It was just a fun movie to watch because when I watched it, I finally understood why it had such low ratings from critics. I finally understood why they said it was misogynistic, why it was evil, why it was the bane of the next misogyny.
Here's the thing. It wasn't so much that it did anything new. It was just refreshing.
Yes.
It was just refreshing to see a character that was flawed on screen actually do it. I didn't think the Shaft movie was that great. I thought it was okay. I barely remember it honestly.
Okay, it's funny.
But look at you people need to stop pretending that just stop being afraid. Stop being afraid of that mob of people who always look to be offended by something.
Yeah.
And just make decent characters that just so happen to be black. That's perfectly fine. We've had black characters for decades. All right,
yeah, because the problem is now it's like they don't want to add. It's specifically aggression. They don't want to add aggression to black characters anymore because it's just like angry black man. It's why Luke Cage was very boring in a Netflix show.
Oh, God,
they took away all his aggression that he has in the comics. Like
he was a crazy motherfucker in the comics.
He would throw you to a wall. Like, you better stop robbing. Bam, you to a wall now. It's like, ow. And then so he's all mopey. He's I'm not a hero. I'm not a hero. Despite saving people as he's saying this, I'm not a hero. I'm not a hero. With that dusty ass hoodie, boy, if you don't take that shit off, I swear to God.
I mean, I'll say this too. I like Cage's old outfit better. Like where he had like the disco shit on. It actually looks like a costume.
Yeah,
it's actually a costume.
I hate it in. Well, I it's not just Luke Cage, but it's like superhero stuff in general where it's like I hate how they always bring the old outfits and only to just like shit on them.
Yes.
Yeah, like they did on Jessica Jones. We're like, look at this costume. That's dumb. Throws it.
It's funny because like I see Exeter's next question about the Arrowverse, and I was thinking of Smallville, right? And I was like, damn, that's a Superman show I really love, and they went all the way through without having this man wear the suit once, and I was okay with it for some reason, even back then as a kid. And I was like, dang. And it's like, and I know the show wouldn't have been afraid to have him wear it. I mean, they had Dr. Fate, and his suit looked very nice for even looking back. They had Green Arrow, they had all these other guys. They weren't ashamed to have these guys look like that, weird and goofy, whatever you want to call them. But like the Netflix shows, they're just like, ooh, we can't have anyone looking like anyone.
Yeah, even with Daredevil, they tried to even in Daredevil, they tried really hard to push the black suit, which looks cool. But I would rather, I'd rather have the red suit.
We got the red suit. And thank God we got it. Then it was so weird when every Defender, but Daredevil was not wearing a costume. It was just him.
That's so weird.
Looking out of place. He's dressed like a hero, and he got this. Danny's just looking like a bum as usual. Like they had this boy looking homeless for like the whole show. I don't know. It was so disrespectful.
Locations where it's like Luke Cage and Jessica Jones are actually known for not wearing costumes, but how did he not get a costume?
They refused to give
or
that
at least something, or at least something similar to it.
He only wore the bandana in one scene, and I was like, "How dare you?"
He's out. That's all I know.
How dare you, Iron Fist? I remember people were hyping up season 3. That's the worst season. That is the worst. That is the most offensive thing I've seen. People were hyping up season 3 of Iron Fist, and I remember even
season 3.
Yes, and it was terrible. I will say proudly, feminism killed that season. I'll say without even trying to sound like a Alex Jones type of guy. Feminism killed that season. I mean, they cut Danny so hard. He lost every fight and got saved by the women single turn. Every single turn. And then he lost the Iron Fist powers. So the whole show was like, we gotta protect you, Danny. You can't protect yourself anymore. And I was like, what the fuck is this? And then the Asian girl, she got the Iron Fist power now, and I was like, huh? And she got to do the sword, and she used it like with her sword. And I was like, this is dumb. This is dumb. And Danny just keeps taking L's throughout this show, and then he just loses his Iron Fist powers completely. And then like some other guy gets his old friend gets Iron Fist power too. I was like, all right, like stop it. That's not how that works. And then like in the end of the show, I guess Danny went traveling or some shit, and he got his powers back, but he's out here dressed like a cowboy, charging his Iron Fist to fucking guns. And I was like, what is this? It was so garbage. I've never seen. He's got his ass beat every fight. Every fight he lost.
Buddy, get used to it, because they're trying to adapt a lot, and I mean a lot, of the modern Marvel stuff into the films now. They already got a cast. They already got Kamala Khan. They're saying she's coming.
I just want to say, Bernie Exeter, I would a long time ago have agreed that the Netflix shows are better, but I'll take the MCU over the Netflix shows any day. I will. I have to say it now. Daredevil season 1 and half of season 2 is the only thing worth the Netflix shows. Punisher season 1. I can't. Luke Cage can eat a bag of donkey nuts. Iron Fist can just choke to death. Jessica Jones is boring as hell. Damn.
But like, honestly, we are fans of things in the MCU.
Yeah, no, I
like Captain America: The First Avenger.
I like Winter Soldier.
Of course, everyone. Winter Soldier is damn near perfect.
Yeah, I still dig Iron Man 1. That's a movie I still like. I like Iron Man 1.
I like Iron Man 1. I like the first Hulk movie. I don't know why people think it's bad. I liked it. I thought it was pretty damn good.
I think it's best. I've said this last time, but this is the best out of Phase 1 to me. Like out of like those, like not Iron Man 1, but like out of the like Iron Man 2 and
Phase 2 is when everything went down.
And I'm just gonna say it again, because like saying it, Thor sucks.
Thor does.
I will say though, it's because they tried to make him comic relief.
Yeah,
get Hercules for that. That's what he's for.
Marvel. Yeah. That's another thing I don't like about the MCU. It's like they forget to have other characters to fill certain roles, but then they would just switch certain roles. Like right now, they're trying to figure out how they're gonna put Hulkling in the MCU. And I was like, damn, maybe you shouldn't have made Marvel a woman and a scientist, and then killed her off.
I mean, pretty much. Dummies. I mean, like you're trying to. I mean, when you're trying. I mean, this is one of the things people hated about Captain Marvel when it came out, is like you pretty much took one of the most iconic and gigantic moments in the this is really some of the things that mold the Marvel universe, the comic universe anyway, together. Yeah. So you getting rid of Marvel, so he's not around. The scroll
that alone gives rid of so much like characters and storylines and legacies. It's like, wow, why would you do this? You didn't think this through.
And now the scroll are quote unquote refugees because political commentary. The Kree are just this oppressive big bad guy, despite the fact in the comics.
Let's not pretend both sides are wrong.
Both guys are assholes. And honest to God, the only reason Earth got involved is because they basically got in the middle of it. They had nothing to do with it.
When Marvel made his way to Earth, that's when we had to get involved. It's like, God damn it.
Like, this motherfucking alien coming over. We just over here chilling. We already got Doctor Doom. He bringing aliens and shit, man.
Right? they're probably gonna use a multiverse to bring Hulkling or any other Marvel related character over, because it's just like they really did roll themselves to a dead end with that. And I don't, because they want to do these sequels, and I'm like, damn, you kind of used up a lot of the stuff already for Captain Marvel to be interesting without having to dig around to other Captain Marvels and take their stuff.
Captain Marvel's interesting.
The black one's interesting.
The black one.
The Marvel was interesting.
Monica, Marvel, his son. I'm talking about the one with like the stars looking skin.
Yeah.
He's cool. I was about the other kids. I just know.
Yeah,
those
like
three.
one thing that I actually do, that one thing that I'm disappointed by. One thing I'm disappointed by is really like they're just, not only did they just completely fuck over Thor, they're trying to adapt in female Thor, so they're gonna get Jason Aaron running here. And I'm just like, oh god, no.
Jason Aaron
Jason Aaron doing
with
movies?
Taika Waititi's writing.
They're basing their next movie, Love and Thunder, off of Jason Aaron's run, because they're gonna have female Thor and stuff like that. And here's the word, and like
it's also gonna be about Valkyrie finding her queen. It's like, oh, it's a road trip movie and a love story.
Oh yeah, I can only
back seat. Yay!
I just don't believe they actually do it.
But like, here's the thing, and I said this on my old Twitter account before Twitter fucked me over. But like I said this, we are putting more emphasis on a Jane Foster Thor movie, even though her run is relatively recent. Not to mention, like it's garbage. No matter how many times, no matter how much what's his name? He's at Comic Channel, Comic Mike, I think his name is. Whatever. He tried his really hardest to try to convince people.
But you said Comic Mike?
Something like that.
I forgot his.
He's got like that weird avatar.
Don't know.
Comic Drake.
Comic Drake, yeah.
There we go. Comic Drake.
He tried to convince people, like
he likes the run. Yeah, he likes the Jason Aaron run.
Yeah, but like here's the thing, like it's one thing to like the run, but he tried to actually convince people. But Jane Foster's Thor actually sold pretty good, guys. It sold okay. No, it didn't. You had he tries to use this logic. Yeah. Even though he shows that it was slowly dying off, it
only increased because it's the same thing when I was looking at Captain Marvel charts. I remember someone was like, "Oh, the comics are actually very successful," and I was looking at sales and by sales, shipment numbers and whatnot. The only times Captain Marvel like spiked like high was when they dropped the first trailer. Like I looked, I lined it up with the month and everything. I was like, all right, so the trailer first dropped, it was spiked. Immediate drop to the next issue. I'm talking like boom. And then other time it picked up again around Civil War 2 when Captain Marvel was coming out. And other than that, her run has always stayed less than like 10,000. I was like, damn.
The first time they did the rewatch, it got a bump. That was the only time.
Yeah,
every reboot is a bump. Every number one is a bump. But other than that, it's always low after that.
Yeah, and he tried to say it, and I'm like, nah, dude, it didn't sell well. No one likes Jane Foster Thor. Nobody likes the unsolicited opinions on Israel. Nobody fucking likes Jane Foster Thor. Nobody likes the fact that you made Odin a one-dimensional political pundit, political puff piece that you wanted to, political strawman you wanted to fight against. Nobody fucking likes Jane Foster Thor, and we're getting a Jane Foster Thor run that was not successful. Even when they tried to do the spinoff where she becomes a Valkyrie, you probably never heard of that book, right? Where she comes back to life and she's a Valkyrie.
Stupid. And then all the Valkyries died, and she's the only Valkyrie left.
Okay, here's the thing I also didn't like too.
And she has a super powerful sword that's stronger than Mjolnir. Yes, Jason Aaron wrote this shit. And
also, she didn't die. She's supposed to die. Like, that's like the whole point of like building up the cancer thing. It was so lame.
That was such a fake out, like, right? It's like, oh, it turns out she's just alive still. Because cancer didn't kill her. She still had it, and just didn't kill her, and I was like, what?
Jason Aaron's run on her was so unbelievably inconsistent, didn't make a lick of goddamn sense. The entire Thor run was garbage, and the only thing worse was when he wrote for the Cosmic Avengers and shit, where he completely retconned She-Hulk and all that other shit. I don't even want to talk about that.
Now, I will say one thing, though. Oh, no, go ahead.
The one thing that I wanted to talk about this whole thing is we're getting a Jane Foster Thor movie before we're getting a Beta Ray Bill movie.
Yep.
Or at least a movie with Beta Ray Bill in it. So let me put that in perspective. Which one would you rather see? Yeah, of course, but let me put it out. A woman, like somebody who just picks up the hammer because she got cancer, even though that doesn't make a lick of goddamn sense. It basically just emasculates Thor for no reason, and is just, well, a cunt. She's not likable at all, not interesting, and not that charismatic. I don't know if I'm talking about Jane Foster or if I'm talking about
Carol.
Natalie Portman here, but but at the end of the day, would you rather watch that where she just picks up the hammer because she has cancer or whatever, or would you rather watch a alien cyborg horse fight off fire demons, then fight Thor to a standstill to get his own hammer, and him and Thor go off and beat the fuck out of these fire demons, saving his entire planet? Because I know which movie I'd rather fucking watch.
I will say this one, though. I will say one thing about this. At least Jane Foster has a foundation. As shitty as the run is, right? Like, if I'm a filmmaker, at least, I could at least look at the comics and go, well, at least there's a final battle, a conclusion, a final villain I could take and just, write better. Because that's one thing, you could do with adaptations. You can make them better. And compared to, like, say the Ms. Marvel show, where there really is zero foundation because she has no rivals, has no villain, there are no arcs, there are no stories other than like the slice of life stuff. And I'm like, granted, I know the next Thor movie is gonna be ass though, because Taika's making it, and fucking Ragnarok was ass, so I have no hope. But I will say at least it's a foundation. I mean, like I saw
which Jojo Rabbit. And the problem with that movie was, like, he tried to get serious in the second half of the movie. And I'm thinking, this is a movie where a kid is imagining Hitler as his imaginary friend. I really don't think you have the grounds to be serious in the second. He wasn't funny as Hitler, by the way.
He also put himself. I know he's not funny. He's way too egotistical. He put himself in all his movies. Like, damn, you don't have to be in all your stuff, bro. You really don't.
I mean, like, even when Tarantino does it, he at least feels like he's a natural part of it. Like, he doesn't make himself
he killed himself in Django. He killed himself in Django. Like, damn, he blew himself up.
I mean, to be fair, Frank Miller did the same thing in Sin City and in another movie. But it really does feel like this guy is just looking for attention.
Yeah, I'm not. The next Thor movie is gonna be ass. Spider-Man 3, I'm not hyped for it whatsoever.
Nobody is.
Multiverse of Madness, I'm still not hyped for it. I'm only in it because my boy Raimi's name's on it. That's the only support I'm giving. Only to my boy Raimi. I don't give a damn about no Multiverse Madness. Other than that, I think those are the only movies coming out soon. The shows.
Well, I'm looking forward to Multiverse because, like, I like the first Doctor Strange movie. And I think if they and he has some really interesting villains. So if they brought in if you bring in like Nightmare or somebody like that, it's the movie I would be interested. Like, because they fucked up Dormammu in the first movie.
Yeah, they made him lame. He's free to come back though.
Yeah, here's
nothing's holding him back anymore if he wants. Like, he could just come back, no time stone, slap Strange, havoc.
I will admit one thing. I think how we defeated Dormammu was actually pretty good. I like that. I liked how they, because that's something I could see Doctor Strange doing.
Yeah, but the problem I have with that is they didn't carry that energy for Strange. The moment Strange did that, and the moment I watched Infinity War, I realized, damn, they can't have Strange be like this tactical anymore because they need the plot to succeed. Like he would have done that to Thanos, but he didn't do that to Thanos. And I was like,
here's the thing: they've nerfed almost every single character in the MCU. Every single character has been completely nerfed, and I get sometimes why, but like
the only characters I wish they aren't nerfed are like Ant-Man. He's kind of pretty much overall the same. Spider-Man is still strong. He just
but he's nowhere near. Look, I'll tell you this. Stopping a speeding train is a lot more impressive than having your webs barely hold a ship together for a few seconds.
Yeah, no, I'm not talking about those feet because that feet's ass. I'm talking like the smaller stuff I've seen at least him do. Because I want to say he's almost as strong as Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. Like when Andrew Garfield stopped the bus, it took him a little while to get that stopping. This man, MCU Peter, somehow just like he stopped that bus like at a pure halt, and I was like, damn. He's pretty strong. I just wish he had like all the other cool things Spider-Man does. Like he's not as agile.
He's not as witty or
doesn't have the momentum Spider-Man has when he swings and dodge like Andrews did. Andrews' momentum was.
He doesn't. He also doesn't have that like Spider-Man quipping energy. Like he's just kind of quirky teenager Spider-Man,
I will say,
relatable.
I think comic Cap is stronger than MCU Cap. Like, by a lot.
He'll just like slip out of any situation. He never gets hit by it has to be like a very dead moment where like he gets like actually hit. So it's like, oh, I'm flipping through this guy.
Yeah, right.
Let's actually, I want to go over all the ones that were nerfed. I want to go over the two that were nerfed significantly that kind of pissed me off, and I do kind of understand it.
Hulk?
But like, yeah, of course, Hulk got really like nerfed the fuck, and not just because he's played by Edward Norton, but because not Edward Norton, Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah.
But like at the end of the day, this guy, like Hulk's supposed to be the strongest there is. This is a guy who could crush planets.
Yeah,
this is a guy who can hold up tectonic plates. This is a guy who's even feared by the gods for how strong he is. So would you go out of your way to say, he's just nowhere near as fucking. The only time where they kind of. The only time where he almost showed almost as much strength as I want from a Hulk is during the first Avengers movie where he stopped that like worm thing. That was the only time where I was like, yeah,
huge, and he punched it once.
And that was the one time where I was like, okay, that was like a Hulk level feat. He's never done anything on par with that ever again. For the rest of the series.
Never. After Avengers 2, it went downhill for Hulk. He became weak. He became a pussy in Infinity War, which is the biggest sin I've ever seen in my life. How dare you?
And then
I've seen people come to the defense of that too, where they're like, well, in Cosmic Ghost Rider, Thanos, after destroying everything in the universe, kept Hulk as a pet. Hulk eventually gave up after the many times he tried to fight. And I was like, all right, but here's the key difference, right? You just admitted he gave up after the many years he kept trying to fight back. This is also a different universe, so no, doesn't count.
And also one more thing. This is Cosmic Avengers. Who the fuck gives a crap about the Cosmic Avengers?
Yeah, this is Cosmic Ghost Rider story, and Cosmic Ghost Rider is he's kind of like an Elseworld character, even though for some reason he's still around. For some reason,
man, I read some of that. I thought it was boring. I'm just gonna be honest.
I don't like Cosmic Ghost Rider. I'm like, first of all, that's Frank Castle as Ghost Rider, and he's just Deadpool.
It's dumb. It's so dumb. Yeah. All these ideas people like the Silver Surfer one. I was like, okay, what if Silver Surfer did the acid? That's what the concept.
That's exactly what it was. And just like somebody really try to use that as an excuse for why Hulk was a pussy in Infinity War. And I was like, no. Hulk got his ass beat once, and that was it. My man gave up. He was like, no, I'm out. I'm bouncing.
Like, and he never really seems like, you know, like the guy who's known for getting angrier. The angrier he gets, the stronger he gets. We never really see him all that angry for him. Like, again, like one of the reasons I like Edward Norton's portrayal is like you can genuinely believe this is a cynical, tired dude who's trying really hard not to get pissed off.
That Hawk was
Mark Ruffalo,
angry. Hawk was angry.
He was pissed. But Mark Ruffalo just does not have that energy. He never feels like
he just screams.
He never feels like he even says, "That's my secret. I'm always angry." You don't act angry. Even when you become Hulk, you act slightly annoyed, if anything.
That's what Mark Ruffalo's performance. He like Edward Norton and the other guy from the first Hulk movie. At least those two, when they got angry, I believed it. I was like, don't make them angry. Mark Ruffalo, I'm like, don't make him annoyed, I guess.
I mean, like, yeah, he's just slightly annoyed.
Like when Thor got angry at them in Avengers 2, Mark Ruffalo and the other guy, they would have been like, whoa, listen, we wrong, but you better take it easy, bro. Don't get me angry. I'll slap the shit out of you. Like, they would have carried around that energy. Mark Ruffalo kind of just sat there and let Thor yell at him like a little baby.
You know something weird? Why have they been pushing like for this whole buddy friendship rivalry thing with Thor and Hulk recently?
I don't know.
It's weird.
It dates back. Like one of the first things like people were asking for was like, can you make Thor? Who's the strongest, Thor or Hulk? And people kept asking.
Yeah, I get that. I
want to keep it honest, fellas. I want to keep it honest to that though. Like, I always believe Thor should be able to beat the Hulk. Like, I love the Hulk, but like, the way Marvel treats my man Thor sometimes is so disrespectful. So disrespectful.
They made him into comic relief. That's the problem.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking like power scaling wise. Sometimes Thor, he be out here like only city level sometimes. I'm like, bro, he's a god. Mjolnir should be able to take out a whole city if it wanted to. You got him out here getting slapped by cattle like Iron Man. What's wrong with y'all?
I just don't like the way he acts. I think Chris Hemsworth is overrated.
I mean, Chris Hemsworth is a good actor, to be fair. But like here's the thing. Like, again, that's kind of like it's just so weird trying to see them push like this whole buddy thing, and it's like something you realize that this is the relationship he should be having with Hercules. Yeah. And you realize that Hulk's rivalry has been more. If you look back on it, it's been more with the Thing.
Yeah.
It's been more
they don't have the Thing now. Well, at least they didn't.
Yeah.
I mean, they have it now, but at what?
And you know what's funny too? I want to say another dual relationship Hulk has is with Peter Parker, who was like one of the first few people who befriended the Hulk and actually learned Peter's story.
But I mean, to be fair, Peter Parker is friends with everybody. She-Hulk, Wolverine, Iron Man.
Let's not say friends with
Captain America.
I mean, I want to say, him and Wolverine. When I say friends, I want to put it in air quotes sometimes because it's like, I'm not calling him like friends, but like he's pretty. He's pretty chill. I mean, like the guy. Okay. Like what I mean is, I say the Hulk is because like when he first met the Hulk, that was when the Avengers were they were thinking of the idea of recruiting Spider-Man, and they're like, damn, should we recruit this guy? I mean, he doesn't show his identity and whatnot. And good old Cap's like, listen, mask or not, he out here doing the right thing. And they're like, all right, we should at least ask for like someone to spot him, I guess, like, give a good word. So they went to Daredevil, and Daredevil was like, oh, that's Spidey. Spidey, he cool as shit. So they're like, all right, let's go talk to him. And then go, and Spider-Man's like, I don't want to join no damn Avengers. The hell wrong with y'all? And Thor is the one like kind of talks him into it. And the way Thor talked to him, it kind of reminded him of Uncle Ben. He's like, well, if this is going to help people more, I guess I'll do it. The moment he gets there, everything just went south. Hawkeye already started talking shit. Wasp started talking shit. Peter, he's still at that age. He's like, whoa, y'all got the wrong guy. And he started fighting all of them.
Didn't Black Widow kind of get on him for keeping a secret identity, despite kind of being a fucking
Avenger,
despite being a fucking ass. Even though you're a fucking spy who's lied to the Avenger, who's lied to everyone so many goddamn times, even about your own identity.
Yep. Every Avenger was on Spider-Man's ass but Cap. So after Spider-Man like kind of duped it out a little bit with all of them. Well, actually, Cap and Thor. Cap and Thor were the only ones that didn't get on Spidey's case. And they're like, all right, you passed the test. That fight was actually part of the test. Wanted to see if you had some nuts. Then they're like, all right, so now you got to go. If you really want to get in Avengers, go and hunt down the Hulk. Because, this is around the time where Hulk was still, on the run, unknown, a monster to all.
Yeah.
So Peter went to go find him. And when he does, they start fighting. And Peter knocks him out with some gas that was near a building. Like, Hulk hit the building and the gas knocked him out. And he turned to Bruce Banner. And Peter was like, what the hell? Because, to Peter, to most people, they don't know Hulk is Bruce Banner. So he sees this human and they start talking. And, he's telling him about his change, his transformation, and what happens. And then Peter's like, well, is there a way to save you, to help you? And Bruce is like, listen, I'm running out of time. I'm slowly turning back. And he turns back to the Hulk. Peter lets him go. And when he goes back to the Avenger, he's like, listen, I couldn't even find the guy. I guess it is what it is. Don't want to join your team anyway. Y'all suck. Then he swings away. Everyone's like, wow, what a loser. He couldn't even find the Hulk. Cap is like, I think there's more to meet the eye. And then, it's like, it's just how it is. And I always found that dynamic pretty cool, especially since around the time Ang Lee's Hulk and Sam Raimi's Spider-Man were movies that came out at the same time. But, I don't think we'll ever get on-screen Spider-Man and Hulk like that together.
Hang on, let me see here. Intense Thinker, okay, what do you guys think of Avengers Endgame? Being the highest grossest movie of all time. And he says you just don't like the MCU. No, there are movies we like in the MCU. We just think the overall MCU isn't that great. It's not like this amazing, fantastic thing.
Yeah, I thought Endgame was
I'll actually go on the fence of saying I actually don't like it.
Yeah, go. I mean, it's fine to say you don't like it. I
like Winter Soldier.
Yeah, that's really it.
There are movies in it. There are movies in the MCU that I like, and I don't think I think people are saying like Scorsese saying there's nothing of value from them and stuff. I'm like, nah, man. Nah, man. It's just I get what you're trying to say.
Yeah, I agree with the whole their theme park rides, because a lot of MC movies feel like that. It's like a lot of MC movies I would leave the theater going, haha, that was fun. Then I'll go the next day like, man, fuck that movie. It's happened to me way too many times with MCU movies.
I did that with Endgame. I swear. At first, I thought the movie was really good.
Same.
I thought the movie was really good. I even talked to Sarah about it. I was saying, oh man, because there are some good things in Endgame. I'm not saying it was completely terrible. Yeah. I mean, when Cap said, when he finally fucking said it after so long, finally saying Avengers Assemble, we were waiting. And after he said that, I was like, okay, yeah, that kind of got it. Yeah, I kind of nutted. I nutted a little. I'm not gonna lie.
I was gleeful when he said it. I won't lie either. But man, looking when I left that theater, it only took the next day. I woke up and I was like, now wait a minute.
It took me about a week.
I don't know what happened. It took me a day. I woke up next morning and said, yo, that movie was kind of dumb. And then each day went by, I said, that was the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life. I think I'd rather watch Terminator 3. I was like, that's how dumb that shit was. Avengers Assemble did not make it worth it. I was like, what the fuck was this? What the fuck was that?
I still think Avengers Assemble was worth it,
man, Thor's an asshole. Why were you so weak?
One of the things I didn't like about it is they really did try to push. Here's the thing. Here's the controversial opinion I have. Comic Thanos was a simp, but I just didn't like movie Thanos. I think I like comic Thanos a lot more.
Better. Simp Thanos is better because at the end of the day, it's like, damn, all this for Cooch? You killed me and my squad for this?
No, he killed half the universe. He killed half the universe.
Yeah, it's
like poon. That's dedication.
Damn. And then this asshole just like, oh, I just did it for resources that I could just
No. He said, I'm doing this because it's right there, dude. Nigga, you have something that can alter the reality of everything around you, and you decide to kill half the goddamn universe is a better option than literally creating more resources and shit. And then in Endgame, they tried to push this. Thanos was actually right. Half the population is gone, and the environment, nature is healing. And I'm like,
get the fuck out of here.
Shut the fuck out of here.
You could have made one tree. All Thanos need to do is like, oh damn, so this tree gives fruit. Now it gives infinite fruit. The moment you pluck it, a new one grows back. Wow, thank you, Thanos. You're such a kind warlord. You're welcome, my child. Now I shall go to every planet and do the same. But
like,
no,
you have something that gives you the power of God. And the first thing, and people said, well, he's supposed to be the Mad Titan. Now, here's the thing about crazy people and crazy characters. Even like someone like Deadpool, it makes somewhat sense even to the character.
Yeah.
When people and they try, you can't have even then they try to make him somewhat sensible as you try to understand him. When Doctor Strange is talking to him, like, yeah man, it happened to your home and this thing. I'm like, nigga, you can bring your home back.
I think it would have been better. I think it would have been better, at least in Endgame, if he had just admitted at one point, he's like, nah, you know what? I will keep it real. I do love bringing pain. I think it would have been better if he said something like that, because I was like, oh shit. Finally, he's a madman, but at the same time, he thinks he's doing the right thing. At least it would have been that, because all the way up to the end, he's really playing himself up as a hero. And I was like, I got a little bit annoying at this point. He's like, no, I do understand. Dude.
And then he destroyed the stones in the Infinity Gauntlet. I'm like, what? You destroyed something that could you got rid of it. You got rid of it after you used it. You don't think that would come in handy? He left to become a goddamn farmer.
My man was gonna tend to his farm, tend to his crop, his corn.
And I'm like, and then like, so then like the only way they could make Thanos a credible threat is to say, oh well, there's a multiverse where there's a new Thanos and he just wants to destroy everything. And I'm like, okay. I don't care.
It wasn't a new Thanos. It was just Thanos before he found all the gems. And that Thanos was like, so you telling me future me lost because he left you guys alive? Well, looks like I gotta kill you all then. And it's like, okay, what a leap of judgment you made past Thanos.
They made a new. There's a new Guilty Gear character out. You guys, I don't know if you guys like follow that game, but the new character is a Babe.
Babe? You said?
A Babe.
Send me DMs. Babe. I'm not.
I'm not in the world of Guilty Gear.
but I do know the character designs. I do know Eno. I do know Dizzy. I do know I forgot her name, but it starts with a B. She's like a samurai with an eye patch. Yes, I have looked up those designs. Yeah, I've looked up those designs and I'm aware of the characters and stuff like that. I wanted to ask
you guys something. What do you guys think of like the New 52 movies? What do you think about Damien and Raven?
Stupid.
I don't think I've ever asked you guys that.
What are you talking? What did you say? Say it again.
Damien X Raven.
I don't like this movie.
Oh God, no! No one. At the end of the day, I do not like the. It is not good. I don't know why they thought that was a good idea.
I don't think the movies are good in general. That's just my take.
I don't like the movie. The only one that I kind of liked was the Constantine standalone movie. That was pretty good.
Justice League Dark, right?
No, not Justice League Dark. Like there was like a standalone. There was a standalone Constantine movie.
Oh, okay.
And that was kind of like in the DC new animated universe, I guess. Yeah, I do not, like I said, like one ship that I really do like that I don't think gets enough appreciation really is Beast Boy and Raven. I do think that they're
coming up. They're coming up. People are liking them now.
Yeah.
But like Damien, like one ship that I actually like if I had to pick one for Damien, I would say like his like him and Supergirl were actually kind of cute together.
Wait, but wait, ain't she older though? Oh, wait a minute.
I mean, but only like 2 or 3 years.
I don't know. I liked and he had a mini series where it was like, he was a solo character. He had a girl with him, Nobody.
The assassin girl.
Yeah, she was cool. I feel like that's like.
Yeah, Damien had he had a little assassin mommy on the side. I was like, okay, Damien, okay, I see you. I see you. No,
I love you like a brother right now, but I'm just like, okay, in a few years, though.
A few years, give me a few years. I'm Bruce Wayne's son. I'm gonna get that himbo energy soon.
I do feel like he's gonna be like one of those, like he's gonna be a manlet when he grows up, because he's still like 13 now. If he becomes a manlet, if I was Dick Grayson, I would laugh at him. I would laugh at him.
I was actually wondering, what do you guys think of Damian X Cassandra Cain?
Damian.
Nah. I mean, they got similar backstories. I'll give you that. But
that's my thing. They're too similar. I think they like when they met in the comic, they're just like Damian's like, you're the one I respect.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. I don't know. I don't see it. I don't think Damian would be attracted to her.
I really don't like Red Hood X Starfire. I thought that was stupid.
Nah.
Oh, duh.
I like Red Hood's current thing going on with was it Athena? Right? Is that
no, with Artemis.
Artemis. I said Athena, my bad. I like that going on right now.
You were close, nigga, close.
Yeah. I like their relationship in the comics. The way they play off each other is just fun. It's just fun sometimes. He never worries about her safety. He's like, man, she can handle herself. She's a grown ass woman. I was like, hell yeah.
I actually have my own sort of, like, if I wrote Batman, how I would write like some supporting characters, I actually would put Barbara Gordon Batgirl with Luke Fox.
Oh, better than
I don't think. Here's the thing. I don't think Barbara Gordon has ever had a decent love interest, because she wasn't good with Dick. She wasn't good with Bruce.
Yeah, she took the L with Dick. She
just cannot. She has not had a decent love interest as far as I know of.
You know, just because of that, I will agree with Smug, and I will give my man Luke the shot. I'll let him shoot his shot, see what he got. You know, my man Luke needs a girl too. All right, you can't have these two be so lonely all the dang time. I'll allow it.
I'm like, I kind of want to throw Luke Fox a bone because of the fact that his character gets so fucking pussified on that Batwoman show.
Oh man, Luke got no balls. He got no game, no drip. Oh, they violated my boy. This man was like, I can't.
I don't think he should have been a Batman character. That's my take. I think he should have just been like DC's Iron Man.
Yes, I agree with that too. But man, the way they did it in Batwoman is so,
yeah, like they.
Exactly what I was saying earlier about soft ass black men.
Dude. I remember they did the exact same thing with Mr. Terrific too. They did the exact same thing.
My boy in the CW. Oh, they fucked him up so bad. First of all, they made him gay. That was not necessary. Oh, he looked so ugly. Oh, he wasn't even that smart. Why they do this to my boy? I was like, yo, how you gonna put him in there? He's not even the smartest in the group. That's so disrespectful.
Oh, no,
like Mr. Terrific is legitimately on par with Marvel with Martian Manhunter in terms of intelligence.
He's maybe even more on the planet.
Maybe even more. But like, how the fuck?
You see, that's why I did like him in what was the last DCAU movie? It was Justice League versus.
Yeah, I think it was like I don't want to say Furious 5, but that's what I'm gonna say.
Yes. It was that one. And Terrific was in that movie. Oh man, he was a badass. I said, oh hell yeah! See, this is what I'm talking about, baby. This is what I'm talking about. See, now if you want a black man on Justice League, put this nigga in. Damn, give him a Cyborg and put his ass in the gym.
I agree completely. Cyborg does not belong in Justice League.
He don't belong.
I'm tired of it.
He don't belong.
If you wanted a black Justice League Justice League member, fucking John Stewart.
Yeah, but they always got to worry about the whole Green Lantern stuff. This is why Green Lantern stuff is so complicated. It's like, all right, so John's here. Hal's got to go somewhere else, space or whatever. And then they got to put Kyle Rayner somewhere else as well. Green Lanterns.
That's not even the problem. The problem is there are so many that people are trying so hard to do like this whole diversity thing. Anybody can be a Green Lantern. Is that you have too many fucking Earth Lanterns now? You
yes, there are way too many of them now. Like, damn.
Dude, okay. What I liked about Red Lanterns was the main character was a space alien in my book about space aliens.
Yes,
it was great. Also, he's a beast.
Like I love my man Guy. I love my man Hal. I love my man John. I'm honestly not that big of a fan of Kyle, to be honest.
Kyle's okay. He's kind of like the Diet Coke of the
He's
group.
okay, but my problem is that boy take too many L's. Like I remember my brother, I think my friend was telling me this at one point. I was like, "What? You capping?" But I looked at it, I was like, "Oh damn, this man got a lot of L's on his belt." Even when he was on at one point, I was like, "How the fuck you losing, bro? This is embarrassing."
He was the original New 52 Wally West. Like he took the place of Hal Jordan, and then like Hal Jordan came back. He's just like, oh, okay, I gotta find my own thing now. I guess I'm a White Lantern or something. And
and he still got his ass beat when that happened. I was like, come on, bro, come on, how you out here taking all these L's? You got the Lanterns looking bad right now. Damn, like what was it? I think it was an issue of the Green Lantern run. I think it was earlier this year, or maybe last year, where they went to a planet, and they're like, oh, the people on the planet are like slaves. They're mining for something, for someone, but who? And lo and behold, they turn around. Fucking Zod and his family was there. So holy shit. So Hal and Kyle are like, damn, what do we do? Man, Kyle got his ass beat already. I was like, Kyle, you didn't even last 2 seconds. What's wrong with you? And then this man Hal has to save him. And then Hal gave up his ring so that it could get Kyle out of there as fast as possible. So then when Kyle got back to the corpse, it's like, all right, guys, Hal's in danger. So then, like all the Mad Lanterns pull up, Guy pulls up and everything. Guy kind of gets ass beat by Zod's son, but that's only because Guy's like, damn, I can't fight a kid. What do I do? And he's trying his best like to fend him over. Like, damn it. And he's not trying his best to punch a kid in the face, And I mean, it was kind of cool because after when Kyle came back, Kyle put his ring back on. He also took Kyle's ring since Kyle's kind of still damaged, and he used 2 rings to fight Zod, and he won. I was like, damn, that was kind of a cool fight. Not gonna lie.
A Green Lantern character I wish was fucking canon. They need to make canon.
Who?
Fucking Razor from the animated show.
Yes,
Razor was fucking. Yeah, Razor was fucking awesome.
I actually, what?
No, continue.
Oh, I was actually thinking that they need to make the high five in the DC universe the way it was in the Teen Titans show, like Jinx and Kid Wicked, because I actually
people get so mad.
Because
get so mad. Like, because she's white.
Probably.
And I mean literally white, because I'm like, she could just be like. She could just be my argument is like she could still be Indian. You just don't even know. Yeah. She just she could just be albino.
That just reminded me. Why did DC do Jessica Cruz so dirty? Like,
which one?
Jessica Cruz, the Green Lantern, the brown Green Lantern.
Oh,
like,
I don't know.
She died such a horrible death. I was like, God damn.
Did she die?
Yes, she got freaking Omega beamed to ashes, and I was like, my God, when was the last time?
Was this in the comic or in the
in the comic?
The
animated? And Thanos violated.
Odyssey, yeah.
And I was like, why would you
Was that the one? Is that the one with Cyborg as the leader and stuff?
Cyborg, Starfire, Jessica Cruz,
and
who else was on the team?
Actually, it was Azrael. Azrael's on the team.
Okay, Azrael. Was there anyone else? Or was that just it?
That was it. And then Apocalypse is,
it's a weird run. I will say that. But
it's too slow.
Man, the way they killed Jessica, he was beating her slowly. First, he stepped on her arm. I was like, come on, there's no need for this. Don't do this. She's not even my favorite Green Lantern, but this is fucked up, DC. Last time I saw someone get Omega beamed to death was so long ago. Why did it happen to her?
What? Like she just got Omega beamed to death?
Oh, like he evaporated her, and it's so weird because this is around the time where DC Girls was kind of booming, the show, the reboot, and I'm like, R.I.P. any little girl who wants to see Jessica Cruz in the comics and watch it get evaporated to death.
Dude, bags. Everyone knows. No, they don't. They're not going to read the comics. No one ever reads the comics anymore.
You gotta buy 18 books to even get a story. You gotta buy 2 volumes, 20 issues.
Apparently, someone told me that she's alive again, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, she was
comic book shenanigans.
Like, she's alive. I think it happened within that comic book. Like, it was like later on. They're just like, yeah, just fuck it. Now she's back.
Yeah.
Because no one can like. You hear about the recent X-Men comic where like Kitty Pryde got killed in the comic and then she came back. Like, and then like Wolverine's like, oh, you finally busted your revive fear, like Cherry. I'm like, oh, thanks. Comic books are meaningless.
Yeah. That's how it be.
That's why manga is actually, booming, because at the end of the day, there's actual narrative fucking stakes.
Oh yeah, well here's the problem: is like they're making like they're trying to do like those type of narratives, but with comic book characters who we know when that person's done with their run, it's going to completely change over again. Yeah, it should be Monster of the Week.
Oh no, really Pater died. What will we see him again? Oh, there they are next week.
Yeah.
Wow.
They had to be in this event, so they had to come back. So
They're actually what?
You saying, Smug?
No, you go ahead, Smug.
I was gonna say Jessica Cruz, like the way you describe her, that actually reminded me of when Riri Williams got fucking beat the shit out of
Thanos. Yeah.
Okay, but the difference is that brought me joy. She needed to get her ass beat. She needed to take a good L and learn her place. Jessica Cruz, she's not a snarky little asshole like freaking Riri is. So watching Riri get her ass beat, and Dano just left her there. Dano was like, yeah, y'all kids, y'all okay ain't shit. Y'all ain't Avenger material. Get the hell out of my face. And he just walked away. Whoa, gangster. Cold-blooded.
That's the Thanos I fucking love, dude. That's why I was like, the comic Thanos is better than movie Thanos. This dude legitimately beat the living shit out of her. She's got her eyes wide open. She don't know what she gonna do.
She was about to cry.
She was scared. She was about to cry.
And the rest of the champions couldn't do shit. And I was like, yo, the champions, y'all ass. This is the most ass team I've ever seen in my life. I hate the champions.
You got what do you have? You have Kamala Khan.
Yep.
You have you have Soy Hulk.
Soy Hulk, yeah. Nova, which Marvel got no respect for that boy.
I mean, Nova started off decent, but then
Nova's cool. But then they canceled his run, shoved him into the champions. He probably has no role there as because Miles is the funny man.
He has a role. He's a Mexican one. He's a Hispanic one. That's all he really needs to be.
And then he lost his powers twice in the champions. And just like damn.
and then we have Vision and his
Vision's daughter
and his black daughter. I'm like, Bendis, come on, man, come on, dude, stop it.
And you got Miles.
It's my daughter. Okay, guys, she's really smart.
Oh, and once in a while, Wasp is on the team, the annoying one.
And of course we have, and then of course we have what I don't understand, and then we have America Chavez occasionally, which I never really understood about America. What I don't understand about America Chavez? They basically how do you make her basically a female Superman? She's apparently got super strength, can fly, damn near invincible. Portals. She can teleport, of course. But how do you make her like basically Superman, yet still make her so goddamn useless?
Because first of all, the thing with America Chavez is, man, before the goddamn SJWs got their hands on her, she was a decent character. She was likable. She was cool. Like when she was on Young Avengers and stuff. But then once she got her own sword run, she's out here punching in Hitler and doing this other dumb shit. It's just like, damn, her power set became kind of lame. The writers didn't know what to do with that.
Dude, you were describing literally every post New Avengers character created. That's literally every single goddamn one.
Oh yeah. True. Have any of y'all read All America Comics? The creator of America Chavez made like pretty much his own version of her for for Image.
Oh yeah, he did do that. That was fun. That was funny. I'm reclaiming what you guys stole from me.
Yeah,
I'm reclaiming my child.
It was a good comic, by the way. It's only got one issue right now, but it was good.
I gotta check that one out because I wanted to, but I forgot.
Yeah, that's another problem with the comic industry, man. If you make a character, it's not really yours anymore.
Yep. I mean, hey, ain't nothing stop me from leaving, making the knockoff, and pretending it's still okay. Pretending I never lost anything, you know what I'm saying? That I didn't lose anything. This is still my girl. It's funny because I remember telling my friend about the champions, and he was like, "Is that a real team?" I was like, "Yes,
And he's like, "How did they form?"
Did you tell them how they formed?
I told them how they formed, and I was like, they legit got mad because the Avengers made clean up after themselves.
Collateral damage. Literally got pissed off over collateral damage and made the champion.
Isn't that just wrong of you? And it's like, well, you know, if you let us finish talking, there's people that get paid for that in this universe.
If I was one of them, I'd be like, bitch, I've watched my friends and loved ones die. I've been through so much bullshit. If you think that I'm gonna be guilt-tripped because I ain't gonna clean this shit up.
Like, what if I got my back hurt really bad in this fight? Like, listen, little girl, I just got folded pretty goddamn good earlier. If you hadn't seen that, I'm going home.
I was literally burned alive by Dr. Doom. I don't got time for this shit.
I'm gonna be Tony. I'm a point. Like, my armor is like half gone. Cap is still unconscious on the floor. You see Cap like in a Family Guy position. He's still sleeping. This man Thor and Hulk are the only ones that are fine. This man Hawk, I don't know where he went.
I'm pretty sure he's dead, but you know what?
We're gonna be our own team. We're gonna be better than you. Like, shut the fuck up.
Kate Bishop. That was the other one. Kate Bishop.
Kate Bishop. Yes.
Yeah, like the quote unquote the actual Hawk. I mean, dear God, for fuck's sake.
Her outfit's ugly. I just want to say that right now.
And they're really trying to push these characters. And
she's already in the game, and she's already getting a show soon.
Yeah, like the game's already fucking dead, even though it's been out for like a month.
Okay,
it's already fucking dead.
Online.
Another patch is coming.
I didn't. What does it do online? I actually don't even know what it does online with the online user base.
You basically play in like this this big arena thing. And each of you pick a different hero, and you basically go to town on some robots. It looks really boring as fuck.
That's stupid.
It's very laggy and buggy too. Like, very laggy. I heard because when they did the third patch, which fixed over 1,000 bugs, even though there's still more than 1,000 left. They're like, one of the bugs was that, like, when you get an online match, your game, you cannot open the menu and you're just stuck there.
Well, they focused on making it pretty, and not
to mention like the story is ass. The story is just ass.
Booty cheeks is dumb. It's the most fan fiction way to make Kamala Khan like relevant. It's like, guys, when will you learn? If you want to make Kamala Khan good, do it naturally. Have her naturally flow into the universe. Have her naturally be these characters.
I've said this like a million times. Like things like X-Men weren't hits overnight. It took them years to actually become decent, and they really didn't pick up to like the 70s. That's when they really became popular.
Kamala's been here for almost a decade now.
Yeah, and
more than a decade.
Spider-Man, while it was a surprise hit, he wasn't like a household name until like years later. It took him a while.
Mm-hmm.
So like it was like people are trying. They're basically been trying to push Kamala Khan for what 6 years now. I want to say around 6 years.
I want to say plus more years. I want to say more than 6 years. Honestly, I swear they've been pushing her since 2013.
Yeah, like 2013. That's why I said 6. So like 2016, 2014.
2014,
2013.
It was 2015. It was 2015.
Yeah, 2015.
Yeah. Okay. So around. So let's say 5 to 6 years.
Yeah.
And they've been pushing her for so long, and at the end of the day, they keep trying to convince people, her books sell well. Her books are good. No, they don't.
They don't.
They don't. They really don't. I saw her annual. It barely sold under 15,000. I'm like, no, she is not popular.
I tried to give the books a chance, and it really does all play out like slice of life stories. She helps one of her friends come out the closet.
Like I said, I will say that's like one of the strengths. She actually has I actually feel like she has a decent I say decent. I'm not gonna say good. Decent, like her family and stuff, and she got the like love interest that they won't actually use because they'll
never gonna bring him back
because of like if they ever did, then they would destroy the possibility that Kamala's gay or bi all of a sudden now.
I can see them
going for the bi. I can see them going for the bi angle for the show. I can see it now.
Well, she has a shipper. Anyways.
Actually, I was thinking when you said that they weren't popular, like, no, they're popular, just popular among people who only read the Wikipedia on the characters.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Some people don't actually
I
read
love
the
her.
Kamala Khan comics. Kamala fans. I swear I probably read more Kamala issues than Kamala fans.
They do the same thing. They bring up that that comic book resources article where Marvel says that it's selling well, even though they don't show any goddamn numbers. That's what they do every single time they do
hiding
it.
numbers.
And then they say, well, she's a Muslim character. Okay, but here's the thing. I'm not gonna cum my pants every time I see a black character in a comic book. Don't get me wrong, I like John Stewart. He's like my favorite Green Lantern, probably the best Green Lantern. That's my boy. But like that doesn't mean that I just liked him because he's black. I fucking love Static Shock, and I wish DC would actually do something with him.
Oh, he's getting a movie.
Well. Anyway, it doesn't mean I'm gonna. It doesn't. I didn't just like him because he's black. I liked him because Dwayne McDuffie made a good fucking character.
Yes,
I think Miles Morales is fucking boring. He's unbelievably boring. Even in Spider-Verse, where he was at least somewhat funny and likable, I'll give you that.
Funny, more lively, especially the lively part.
Yeah, but he is
anything about Time Miles. He's like a zombie in the comics. He kind of just goes wherever the plot needs him to go.
He is Diet Peter Parker. He's Diet Peter Parker in the comics. He's Diet Peter Parker.
At least in the show, at least in the movie, I was like, man, my man looks like he got that energy. He going around. He got his own little things. He got his own interests, his own likes.
The graffiti thing was a cool idea. They really should. I don't know why they didn't adopt that. I have no idea why they haven't adopted
that. The current run barely adopted anything from the damn movie, which is kind of crazy.
Give him that hair too.
And it's crazy because also like the reason he's not interesting in the movies is because like there were chances to make him interesting, like that one scene where his dad was like, I want an APB on Spider-Man. I'm thinking, oh, so he's got to keep a secret. He got to keep his identity secret from his father, and his father is like basically JJJ but a cop. I'm like, okay, this could be interesting. Near the end of the movie, yep, I guess we're friends now. I guess we're perfectly okay. You know, you sound a lot like my son. You're also around the same height. Aunt May figured it out.
But to be fair, comic book rules, okay?
Yeah,
if we're playing
exactly.
No. MJ would have found out a long time ago.
When Mary Jane and Aunt May interacted with Spider-Man, it was almost always implied they already knew. They just didn't say anything.
I guess.
I think I'll accept the rules. That's all I'm saying. I'll accept the rules.
I allow that.
It's not bad, but come on. At this point, when he literally says he hugs you, he hugs you. He says he loves you. He says, "Oh my!" And I get that.
I mean, you can always just assume, but you're forgetting. See, you forget. You can always just assume he's gay. Damn, this Spidey guy's kind of gay. He hugged me. I'm not gay, but what a nice gay fella. You know, it happened.
But like I remember this one time they tried to justify people not knowing Peter Parker was Spidey by saying, "Oh, well, Peter's voice is muffled under the mask." I'm like, bull fucking shit.
I will say, it's one thing I kind of like about the Ultimate Run, where after Peter died, there's like one page where like people are still in class, and Flash Thompson was like, "Wait, was I the only one that didn't know Peter was Spider-Man?" And it's like, damn, some people kind of knew, and even his classmates.
They just didn't say anything.
I don't like that. I hate that shit.
The reason I don't mind it, because at the end of the day, it's like, I mean, especially in a school setting, it's like, hey guys, you ever notice how Peter's always... Like in a school setting, it's kind of easier for people to pinpoint the fact that this dude is most definitely Spider-Man. I
think Spider-Man 2 probably did it the best way, where his mask was thrown off, and everyone was like, "Oh, he's just a kid. He's just a normal kid." And they were like, they don't know who he is, but they're like,
the ideal New York.
He's just a normal dude. He's like, I remember when he said, "Hey, this guy's just a kid. He's no older than my son." And he's like, and I'm like,
beautiful.
And it was like a really good moment because they didn't try to figure out who he was. They didn't try to figure out his secret identity. They were just like, oh, he's just a normal dude trying to do the right thing. And they're like,
and then they immediately flipped to Doc Ock, which was brave.
Yeah, and then Doc Ock was like, yeah, fuck all that shit.
Nah, yeah, he's like,
But yeah,
when
I think
Spider-Man identities, it's just like sometimes I allow the rules to be bent. Sometimes I don't allow the rules to be bent. It's the old Clark and glasses thing. It's the old Spider-Man and voice thing. It happens.
This is my personal opinion. I really like it better when people know their secret identity. They just don't say anything. And I think that,
I like it depending on the character. I like it depending on the character. Because with a character like Spider-Man, I'm like, sure. I'm some New Yorkers with a snitch. But if that was the case for like someone like Batman, it's like hell no. Hey guys,
no, I'm not saying
Bruce Wayne.
I'm not saying it works for every character, but if it was somebody even I remember somebody pointed out this theory like why did the glasses, work like that? I remember they tried to like do the whole, well, it's a Kryptonian thing it's a Kryptonian glass that kind of makes people's minds think. I'm like, no, that's stupid. What I like to think is people legitimately like, oh, could that be Superman? And they're like, okay, I'm just gonna.
There's one thing I like about the Christopher Reeve movies is what they do it so well. Right, Clark is such a loser. It's just like, even, like when Lois was contemplating in Superman 2 whether or not, she's like, can it though? She's like, nah. But it's just like, but can it though? Because it's like he's tall, the same build, but Clark.
He was
hunting over.
I liked it also Star Superman where he was like, he was like trying to tell her, and it's like, I'm Superman. She's like, no. It's like, you were in the same room together. That was actually Batman.
I know, like, even in the comics, I think at one point Lex found out, and he's like, Clark can't. And Lex is like, nah, that's bullshit. And Lex just completely, like, all the science he put into it, 100% accuracy, he's like, nah, that's cap. And he just didn't believe it. He's like, that don't make no sense. To him, it just didn't make any sense. Clark is this man kind of does put in such good work at being Clark Kent, at such good work at being a different identity that even Lex Luthor's like. He had to be a cuck to keep up his fucking identity. I like when while I was watching Superman 1 where like he gives an interview to because I was rewatching like all the Reeves movies like last week, and in Superman 1 after he gives Lois the interview, and I gotta say, Lois, what a thirsty woman, goddamn. After he went on a little flying trip, they almost kiss, he flies away. The minute he flies away, he's not gonna do it. Lois, up in the door. Damn, Lois, I've been outside for like minutes. And he's like, we weren't smoking, Lois. It's like, damn. There really is such a difference. The man went from Chad to this bumbling oaf. And like the moment she goes to change, this man Christopher Reeves, like when he straightens his back, I swear he grew like 4 inches. I was like, what the hell? Like I paused there. I was like, this man's head is now touching the tip of the screen. Takes off his glasses, deepens his voice.
He'd hunch over and try to like extend his stomach out and stuff like that to like make himself not look as,
Yeah, I'm like, you know what? Maybe there is something behind this simple disguise. I was like, maybe there is something to it at all. After all, because Clark, goddamn it, I wouldn't believe myself. How about this guy? The guy who's always tripping on himself. The fool.
I still can't get over the fact that Lex Luthor might have fucked Lois Lane in the goddamn animated.
I mean, well, it's horny.
Who Lex's credit? My man looks clean. He's sharp as hell. He's rich as fuck. He's smart. He's intelligent. He knows what he's doing. Like, like he's ugly. He ain't dumb.
I'm not saying that he couldn't do it. I'm just saying I can't get over it. I'm like, and like Superman is perfectly okay. It's like, and that never comes up to Clark. Like, man, this bitch really did. Did you like?
I mean, how awkward would it be to bring that up, like now?
I mean, they could have. I mean, you couldn't talk. I mean, like, I'm talking about like post Superman animated series, because again, him and Lois didn't get together till the end, and he just like, hey, can I ask you something? Did you
imagine?
Did you fuck Lex Luthor? Did you fuck? I know you fucked my best friend.
Well,
I know that because he keeps rubbing it.
Yes. She might just
because like after it happened, after you fucked my best friend, he kept rubbing it in my damn face.
Imagine Lois Lane in the DCEU fucking the DCEU Lex Luthor.
Yo, Jesse Eisenberg.
Oh no!
Oh my God, no!
That's where
no, Amy Adams, no!
Amy Adams and Jesse Eisenberg rubbing.
Oh God, no!
No. That's where he's like, no, babe, we got a problem. You fuck that.
You know the character I like sometimes that you only see a few times in Superman lore? Lana Lang.
Yeah.
She's alright.
Right.
And I'm like, damn, sometimes I think she's the one that got away, Clark. Imagine what life would be if you're not chasing Lois's dumb ass all the damn time. Because I remember Lana Lang in the DCAU, hey, yo, she was like, I always kind of knew who you were, Clark. Yo, she was, oh my gosh, she was thirsty for this dude. I was like, damn.
That's found out. I'm fine with her knowing. That's the thing. I'm fine with certain characters knowing, but I think it's like kind of missing the fun. Like if like the explanation where Aunt May knew the whole time. I think that's kind of boring.
I refuse to believe Aunt May always knew. It's kind of weird. She old as hell. She don't know shit.
I mean, like I
back to bed.
I like the idea of Aunt May knowing because I think it's kind of like this. Aunt May knows, and Peter knows Aunt May knows, and they don't discuss it because at the end of the day, she knows if Peter knew that she knew. I know this sounds so fucking stupid, but hear me out. If Aunt May, because Aunt May knows if Peter knew that she knew, then basically it would make Peter worry a lot more than supposed to be. So like she has to like give him advice or talk to him about things going on without being explicit about it.
Yeah, but my problem is that with like Aunt May knowing is like if Aunt May as a character, if she had known, she would have never let Peter continue being Spider-Man. She was always found Peter to be a little soft boy, especially like in like OG run wise. Like she always worried about this boy, even with what she was going through with her health and stuff. She was always constantly worrying about Peter, even when he finally moved in with Harry.
I do not. I think it's the opposite. I don't think she would ever tell Peter to stop doing what he's doing.
Oh no, I want like when I say stop, I don't think because she knows she can't stop him. She just wouldn't want him doing this because that it's just such a life-threatening thing, especially seeing how many villains he's fought nearly to death. She would be very concerned about, I can. It'll probably be close to the reaction of like Aunt May from the Amazing Spider-Man movies. Something like what her reaction would be. Even when to Peter just coming home bruised, and she was like, "Turn around, let me see your face," all that other stuff. That is the kind of reaction I would see from her if she found out Peter was Spider-Man.
I mean,
she probably can't stop, but she really wouldn't want him out there killing himself.
But in the original Raimi movies and Spider-Man 2, I think Spider-Man 2.
It's 2.
They are. I don't know what Raimi was planning because he kind of went back to, she doesn't really know in Spider-Man 3, and I'm thinking,
yep.
In Spider-Man 2, it's heavily implied, like, yeah, I know you're Spider-Man. The backyard speech where she's giving him, and then she's like, yeah, I know that you're Spider-Man. I just don't want you to worry about me. I still want you're still doing the right thing no matter what it is at the end of the day. And she kind of she's kind of like trying to tell him, hey, it's okay. I know. Don't worry about me. And I thought it always showed that's something a mother would do. She's aware of what Peter's doing, and she knows why Peter has a secret identity and why he doesn't tell her about this, because he knows that would make her worry and stuff like that. So instead of putting him through all that grief, she's like, "Hey, I know you're she was basically like trying to signal to him,
yeah,
I know you're Spider-Man.
You're a good
and
man.
I know you're Spider-Man. You're a good dude. I'm proud of you. Don't worry about me. Just keep doing right by Ben." And that's why I think that her kind of knowing and kind of always being sus of Peter is kind of like it makes her a bit of a stronger character and gives her a little bit more depth. than just say, "Oh, she never knew about it." I just, you know, but that's just me.
Yeah, it depends because with Peter being her only family, it's just like I don't know, just like like Aunt May would definitely have some pullback to it because I never want Aunt May to be in a role where she's too supportive of Peter being Spider-Man. That's how you get MCU Aunt May. Where I never want her to be too supportive.
Man. You can't. Don't ever compare any version of Aunt May, whether it's Amazing Spider-Man or the Raimi movies, to whatever the fuck they did in the MCU, because that is not comparable in the slightest. Mostly because I can't picture Aunt May naked and actually getting an erection from it. But you just
Hey, I think it's probably time to call it for me.
Yeah, I think it's about time for all of us to call it a night. Anyway, my tablet's dying.
I don't even know the times. Damn.
Yeah, it's getting kind of late.
I'm gonna make some food. Maybe jack off. I don't know.
My God.
Just fuck it. I don't care. I don't care, dude. But yeah. See you guys later.
All right, man. Catch you later, man.
Catch you guys on the flip side.